this. Like, fuck this dude. I'm using this fucking level 8 fireball or whatever it is.
It was a level 20.
Yeah.
I think you had to be level 20 to cast it.
No,
right? You
it
didn't
was a
have
level 20 fireball.
Was it? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it was luckily I had evasion.
Yeah, I did almost kill you there, but I will admit that
I think you got
I thought I
one
was just
use
gonna
or
hit
something.
him.
It was like single
It was
use.
only one use, yeah.
It was in a crystal that we found in a well at the bottom of.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
like some kind
It
of
was a
gazebo.
deactivated trap
Oh yeah.
that I pocketed.
Yep. Okay. I think we're all here, right? Or no, Zuzu might still be in the bathroom.
I have arrived.
Perfection.
Speaking of things in future games, I've been looking a bit at the Mesmerist class for Smitty's potential upcoming game.
Okay.
And,
Inevitable upcoming game.
well, the one I I kind of built this character with the idea of it being Kingmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Because a mesmerist is a person who manipulates diplomacy, lies, deceit, enthrallment, charm, all these things.
Yeah.
He is a master of.
Well, I keep exploring, and like it seems like every time I sit down and do another like dive in, I find more things I'm intrigued by. In terms of like other adventure paths that I think would be cool to run. So I think we should do like the summit idea, like just have a time where we all meet and not to play. We just talk about like how the games are going and shit like that. And one of the things that I would want to talk about would be adventure paths that people are keen on, and try to find like it's like I'm bringing my philosophy to like DMing and like playing games, which is about like maximum enjoyment for everyone, like and finding the right fit. So something like that might be a good idea. Everybody just like look at ones that are up. There's a lot of ones that look cool and interesting. Tyrant's Grasp, I think, like has its upsides considering that it's like tied to Carrion Crown. So I like the idea of that. And then I also like the idea Kingmaker is a different type of game, and that might not be everybody's cup of tea though. So I don't know. And then Rise of the Rune Lords is like its own thing. So there's a lot to talk about. So maybe we ought to schedule that
to choose from
sometime this upcoming week.
I'm a little fond of my bard though. Like, are we ending that campaign like soonish?
I'm gonna tie it up. So basically, instead of think of it like Tears at Bitter Manor was its own discrete chapter.
Okay.
You guys have embarked on the kind of tying things up for now chapter in my game. You're not you're not very far into it yet, but
okay.
This will be like this will be the chapter where I will put the game to rest for the moment, and then I think I will make it what I always intended it to be.
Oh,
which
like
was
the fill-in games, yeah.
The fill-in games. So I didn't like when I created that whole thing. You could probably tell, like I designed it to be like, hey, you guys are close with the constable. This is a great way for me to write discrete little adventures for you guys to go on. I didn't really have like an entire full story in mind or intend to embark on that when I
No, that's fair. And as long as I get to play him occasionally, I'm cool with that.
So yeah, he will not be dead, but he will be there for what I was thinking I might do is like put them in and then like every time we need a fill-in game, I will just like level you guys up again. Say that you guys like so that we get to actually maybe experience higher level, like play around with that to some degree. Like that might be kind of fun. And that would still take a year at least. Like like to like continue to level up to like the actual really high levels.
For sure.
And then do an adventure path because there's so many and so many of them look really cool.
Yep.
And yeah, the possibilities are dope. And I've really gotten into like Carrion Crown has really like pulled me in the sense of I really really enjoy this game, and I really enjoy having a story that's like already sort of set there, and has a cool conclusion and doesn't require as much work
Yeah.
in terms of like writing it out ahead of time.
Well, and another really nice thing is since it's a adventure path that other people are playing, you have the advantage of going online and finding out how other people have tweaked it, and then you
Right.
can like kind of go, yeah, I don't really like that. Ooh, that's a great idea, and then you can just kind of make your own version of
Yeah.
Carrion Crown, which is what I've done. And I've
Yeah.
really enjoyed like mixing your backstories in, like Ilix and the Waxworks, for example. I didn't even create the candle shop; it just existed, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, fuck, I gotta make this part of Ilix's thing. It has to be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I would never want to do a entirely homebrew game again, but uh starting out, maybe that was a little bit ambitious, and um it gets tiring. Uh
Yeah.
and it's very difficult. Like it's quite hard to like
Yes.
really do all that. It's a lot of work, and doesn't always pay off the way that you think it
Yeah,
will.
you're
So
telling me fucking Bane of
yeah,
Magic
exactly.
was so crazy, dude. This fucking
Well,
like open sandbox world that I completely
yeah,
made myself. God, that
yeah,
was a nightmare.
right. But like, so I feel like I have hit the point in my game that you probably hit the point in Bane of Magic where I'm like, I like what we've done. I'm cool with everything,
But I don't know where to
but
go,
I I
basically.
kind of I'm like I kind of know where to go, but like I'm just like, ah man, I would rather just maybe like go to an adventure path, and I'm sure there will be opportunity to homebrew sessions in there, which would be that would be more to my taste of the level of homebrew that I want to commit to.
Well, what I really enjoy with Carrion Crown especially is the world is like set enough that I can kind of draw from stuff that already exists to do my own homebrew stuff. Um,
Well,
and the best part is most of the time you guys can't really tell the difference between homebrew and written in, which I
well, the
enjoy a lot.
that whole changeling episode, like you told us that you wrote that, right? Like
Yeah.
that was something, and I thought that was fantastic. That was a really good session, or a couple sessions, and it fit in really well. I would not have known
Hmm.
that was homebrew unless you told us.
Yep.
Um,
Which I had to because I wanted to brag about it.
yeah, well, it was really good. uh, and I like what I like about Carrion Crown is how like there are these little things in these stories that like bring you into the game and change the pace, like going to the lodge and all that without you having to think of it. Like the game is sort of already paced out that way. um and just having connections to the world, like I love Havelock. Like I'm super into like that character, and
Hmm.
he's got all these connections to the world, like the more that we've learned about it, that I've really enjoyed. I feel like that's easier to do in an AP as well.
Yeah, because it's already in Glorian, which has its own like giant Wikipedia of lore.
Yeah.
Shall we play?
Still waiting on Zuzu.
Who said
She
she's back?
said she's back.
Yeah,
I didn't
wrote a
hear her.
note.
She wrote it in
Well,
Mumble,
you guys
and
were busy talking, and so she
well,
didn't
he
want to interrupt.
probably
Oh.
doesn't have the speech to text on.
Yeah, I don't have that
Yeah, so he didn't hear it.
because it annoys me, so it's not on. Okay. So, when we last left off, I doubt you have forgotten. You had just killed Duristan, basically. Well,
He's not dead yet.
oh yeah, that's right. You
We
subdued
defeated him.
Duristan and tied him to a chair with chains, and then like put an anvil in front of the door to stop him from getting out. And then you were in this little building where you found the corpse of a Whispering Way cultist who had been bitten by a demon wolf. And I believe you had heard a patrol outside, and so you kind of decided to hang tight in here, and you did a little seance with your Ouija board.
Planchette.
Yeah, and you asked a question, which I believe was, should we search the rest of the buildings or some of the buildings? And to which you were told yes. Or would it be best for us to search the buildings, I think was the question.
Yeah, I think I said, would it be good for us
Yeah.
to do that? And they said yes.
You were still thinking of other options for maybe finding out the history of Feldgrau or not. It's sort of up to you. But you had discussed the use of resources such as cards to do so.
Yeah, I could use the hidden truth for that.
Now, I pose this. You can use the hidden truth to learn all of the secrets of Feldgrau. Or we could save it. Use the hidden truth to discover all the secrets of Arnrud.
Yeah. Or the next boss. Or the next boss. Or the
No,
next
no.
boss.
I don't want to save it for possibly death.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to use that one because there's gonna be enough opportunities that are gonna be like, maybe, but
I know.
what if there's something better just around the corner?
I know, but see, this is the issue for me. Like,
That is why I have
I'm
a
one
bunch
of
of
those
potions
guys.
that have never been used, and a
Yeah.
scrimshaw. No, I think we sold the scrimshaw finally.
I'm one of those guys who like has an inventory full of
No, we didn't.
expendable items at the end of an RPG because I never fucking use them.
Yep.
Because I
Like,
always
oh
think
man,
like,
there might be a better opportunity to use this than
yeah,
now.
there's a better
if I
opportunity
waste
to
it,
use
I'll
this
hate
later,
myself.
and then I'm like,
Oh,
oh, I fucking
Fuck,
have
I only have
all of them.
78,000 healing potions. I don't want to use it in this encounter though. I guess I'll wait.
Yep. Okay. Well, I don't know if you guys want to keep like discussing that or if you want to move on. That's up to you.
I kind of like the idea because we all failed all of our separate knowledge checks, and we've rolled, I think, 11 different knowledge checks about Feldgrau, and I feel like they might be useful for anything that we find context. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of using it to just learn all the secrets of Feldgrau.
I think that's a good idea as well. I think that would
But
be
all of us have to agree.
right.
I don't know if
When
you'll
did
get
we
all
get that
this. I don't know if you'll get all the secrets. I guess it depends on how you pose your question.
It's a nat 20 knowledge check.
Yeah, but that just means you have perfect knowledge in the category that you roll.
Oh. Okay.
So would it not?
So
I thought
So
that
if
the
you did,
history
like-
of Feldgrau was
If you did like
basically...
history, if you got history 20, then you'd have perfect knowledge of the history of Feldgrau, which
Okay.
is quite good. But whether or not that teaches you all of the other little nuances,
Well, what if we got here and you're like, okay, roll knowledge? What would you say that we needed to roll knowledge?
Probably local or history. Local would only be allowed if you were like from the area and would have heard of Feldgrau. Or if you're like a history buff. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
it
I'm
looks
not allowed to roll it because I've already rolled it, right?
Correct.
I failed the first time.
Yeah, you don't
We've
have
all
any.
we've all failed it, so none of us can roll again.
You could
which
try
is why
again
we'd use
the
this
next
card.
day, but you already failed today, so your knowledge
There's
is
not
what
gonna
it
be a
is.
next day. So
Well, hopefully not, but you never know.
we're not allowed to rest, so there better not be a next day.
I mean, I never said that. I said it would be difficult to rest because there's
Fair
patrols and stuff.
Enough.
Yeah.
I would never tell you that you're not allowed to do something. I mean, I'd try not to because that's just shitty.
Yeah.
You cannot sleep. Okay, well, I go hide in a building and sleep. Fuck you.
Well, your character dies. I warned you.
There you go.
Psh. No reason my character died. You just said that because I said fuck you.
Pretty much. So yeah, I think you could learn a lot from the history of Feldgrau, but there's a chance that it might only fill in story stuff for you and not really have any mechanical use. but that's
Well,
I'm not
well,
entirely sure
well,
what you'll
like-
take from it.
So we failed our knowledge on the history rolls previously, which when we were dealing with the candlery, you said, well, that was the knowledge that we needed to be rolling was history or local for
Yes.
Ilix
Yep,
and
because you were trying to figure out where the bodies of the the body of
the body of that person is.
the candle shop
So like
owner.
if we're gonna be running into situations like that, having the history knowledge, but if that's literally the only situation where that's important, then
I think there will be other situations. It just depends on what buildings you go into and what you encounter. I can't predict the future, so
what? You can't predict what we're gonna do on this enormously fucking huge map?
yeah.
What's wrong with you?
So what's the verdict
Be
here?
omniscient.
Do we want to think about it? Do we want to wait until you like encounter something where you feel like you need the answer?
Given that it's not total omniscience, but rather just a, like, you'll know obscure
Perfect
facts about.
knowledge.
Yep. And I would allow it to roll forward too. So like if you
Even
thought of a
knowledge.
different question related to the history of Feldgrau later that we didn't cover,
Like that-
I would give
yeah.
it to you because that's dumb. Like yeah.
So basically, while we're in Feldgrau, we have perfect knowledge of the history of Feldgrau. If we use the card.
I think Havelock would find it very important, and probably all of our Pharasmic worshippers would find it pretty important to use it to get knowledge that would help us free that haunt and put it to rest. I can't imagine that he wouldn't be willing to use a card that way. Now that said, I also still have my Midwife Harrow card, which has an extremely powerful channel positive energy ability that I can't tell how it's worded. You channel positive energy that cures a creature touched of an amount of damage equal to 1d6 times your character level. This effect damages undead creatures as spells like cure like. Okay, so you can still only use it on one creature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
but it's
super
a-
cure spell.
But that's a fucking huge nuke though. 1d6 times 8.
Right, 8d6 is quite good. Although I will say I deal. That's not that much more than I deal
No,
with an
it
attack.
wouldn't be 8d6, it would be 1d6 and then after you get the result of that times 8.
1d6 times your character level.
Yeah.
So it could be piddly. though.
That's
It could be 8.
If it's 1d6 times your character level rather than 1d6 per character level, that's a different thing. That's actually better.
How?
Well, let me give you an example.
the chance of you rolling 8 6s, for example, is really low, but the chance of you rolling 1 6 is really high.
Yeah, but if I roll a 1,
That's true.
then it's 8 points.
That's true.
So I think it's exactly the same. It's just
Yeah.
if you roll more dice, you're more likely to hit an average.
That's true. Yeah.
If rolling with a 1d6 has a higher chance of being really good or really low.
True.
Literally
Yeah.
have the same chance of rolling
Right.
8 as.
Fair enough. Never mind. Yeah, you got me
Yeah.
on that one.
But it's I see what you're saying though. But you do have, in a way, a higher chance of.
It's
It
I guess it's
it
very
feels like it anyway.
it's very like boom bust, I guess. Yeah.
Right.
So, whole party, what do you think about using the card? Because it has to be the whole party to agree.
Sounds good.
Any
Sure.
any
mm,
naysayers? Okay. Could you kindly play the hidden truth card to the tabletop so that I can take it?
All right, Pharasma, Havelock. Let's see, is this the hidden truth? That is the hidden truth. Pull out the hidden truth card,
Okay.
and I petition it for. So this is up to you, I guess. Like, I want to know if it would reveal to us whatever check would be the one that affects that haunt.
That would be history, almost certainly.
So history then.
Okay. So I'll just kind of read this excerpt that I have for Feldgrau, then we can dive into any questions you guys might have if I didn't cover something that you're curious about. So there, I'll skip over names because we don't really have a larger context of Ustalov's history here, and so they don't really mean anything to you. But basically, there was a guy who had a forced occupation of Ardil, this particular, I guess you would call it, county, and he kept his troops. Well, his troops spent the night in Feldgrau, and then they left the next morning. But before they left, they butchered all the citizens and burnt the city to the ground. They also took all the bodies and disposed of them in a single mass grave in the center of the town square. So Feldgrau became a literal ghost town overnight, and the souls of Feldgrau's slaughtered citizens now haunt its streets and ruined buildings.
Damn, son.
Yeah. So, basically, for a little while, there was a bunch of people in the town that wanted to be kind of neutral to the warring factions, and they didn't want to get involved. And so they were pushing for legislation to allow them to just be neutral, but offer services to the traveling soldiers. And the soldiers that stayed here, at least from the one faction, they returned that hospitality by killing everyone. So when you saw the Candlemaker get broken into and dragged over to the candle wax and her head dunked in, that's very similar to what happened to basically everybody else in town. They were all killed in brutal, horrific ways.
Fuck.
They aren't nice people.
What army was this?
It would have been, let's see, Count Eric 9 Nesca.
Was it Count?
Yeah. They were at war for Ardil at the time.
Gotcha. What a bastard.
Pretty much.
Par for the course, though, medieval warfare.
Damn, Leopold.
Yes. Let me see if I have anything in the Rule of Fear PDF. I think that might have some more stuff.
Tell you what, though, I'm glad we live in a time where I could just be like, I can't just be like sitting on my porch enjoying the sunlight and then look over and see like 500,000 cons coming over the nearby, coming over a nearby ridge. It's like, oh, good. I'm sure this is gonna go completely great for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
These
there,
guys are.
there actually is some stuff here. So the area around Feldgrau is called the Furrows now. It's like a scar upon the land. Essentially, it used to be Ardelian farmland. It was like probably the biggest like square plot of farmland in the region, and it was once called the Frikina Plain, and it now lies dead and barren. Its residents slain, its farms scorched and salted, and its land scored by trenches of warmongers compelled by greed and pride. Infuriated by the mismanagement of Ardil's wealthy lands and taking advantage of the new prince's inexperience, the knights of Count Eric 9 Nesca seized control of Fursina. Managing to avoid a royal censor through delays and manipulations, Nesca sought time to force Count... wow, that's a terrible name. We're going to call him Vena. Into ceding the lands to him. The stern-worded Count of Ardil proved too proud to concede to the largely follow lands, raising a small army of unprepared nobles and conscripted peasants to drive out Nesca's well-trained knights. Although well outnumbered, the soldiers fortified themselves amid the land's very fields, digging miles of trenches and ramparts to withstand the waves of Ardelian conscripts. Bloody skirmishes and grim conditions typified the 6 years of battles that came to be known as the War Without Rivals. Facing growing ire, Count Nesca withdrew his troops from Frasina, but not without striking a crippling parting blow, his retreating knights burning the region's fields and forests and salting the ashes behind them. So yeah, they basically just fucked everything and then left.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Well, these guys are kind of dicks.
Well, it was a fairly long time ago. 4687. That's yeah. Because we're in 4711, so that was actually not that long ago.
Yeah, like 30 years.
I was alive when that happened.
Yeah.
25 years.
I mean, I probably didn't hear anything about it because I was in Irison, but
Yeah, so there's a bunch of yeah. So from that you can probably surmise why the Whispering Way would be interested in this particular area. Because there is lots of souls that suffered greatly and then died.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me.
So with that knowledge, we'd assume everyone's in the middle of the town in the mass grave.
It's probably a good thought, yeah.
Now, when we were approaching, like, we can't see on the map, do we know how close we are to the center of town?
Not really. The fog sort of obscures your sense
So we don't know
of
if it's, like,
scale.
here or here. Like, okay. Well, how do we gain, like, when we play a card like that, how do we gain that knowledge? Like, I'm curious about, like, the
What do you mean?
effects, like,
How is it delivered to our characters? That's what he means.
yeah. Because, like, normally in, like, a knowledge check, like, your character knows
Right.
it, but this is magically given
Since
knowledge.
you played the card, I think what we'll say is that Havelock says a little prayer when he played it, because he did. And then he sort of closes his eyes, and a voice that isn't quite his, but sounds kind of like his, comes through his mouth and just sort of tells the story.
Havelock's voice and somebody else's in his mouth.
Sorta, yeah. Think of it like two voices talking over each other, but saying the same words, all creepy like.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Does the other voice use the phrase erstwhile a lot?
I don't think I did.
The erstwhile inhabitants of Feldgrau?
Yeah. Erstwhile inhabitants of
They're
erstwhile
not very
Feldgrau.
erstwhile anymore.
What?
They're especially erstwhile now.
Incredibly erstwhile.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's a difficult word.
It's
I will
a word
admit
that
that
doesn't
I
sound
fucked it
like
up
what it
when
means.
Yeah, I fucked it up when I first said it, and then I played it off like it was my character being dumb. It was me failing an int check in
That's
real
one
life.
of the beautiful things about roleplay.
Yeah.
If you're dumb, you can just play it off as your character.
Alright, so you guys have gained that knowledge. I'll let you kind of roleplay around that if you want before we move on.
Oh,
As
Havelock, go ahead.
Okay, as Plea hears the voice coming out of Havelock's voice, he's kind of like shaken with kind of like he's really upset by this because, like, how long ago did you say it was?
I like 30-ish
24
years, yeah.
Yeah, 20 to 30
Okay.
years.
So he probably heard stories about this when he was training.
Maybe, yeah.
So, like, because I mean, he was trained by monks of Pharasma, so, like, they guaranteed some of them fought in that war. So yeah, I think he'd be, like, really upset, and as Havelock finishes talking, Lee would say, "We need to find the mass grave and rectify this horrible evil."
Yes, I think that ought to be something we take care of right away. Also, you would probably know that like Ustalov is comprised of like counties that more or less govern themselves under like a de facto ruler who kind of like has some power, but the counties more or less govern and war among themselves at times. So like that's probably not that uncommon for them to have conflict like this. Like this is like not super weird for Ustalov.
Yeah. Basically,
Yeah.
ever since the Whispering Tyrant and the Crimson Crusade, I think it was,
Mhm.
there's just been, yeah, Ustalov's just fucked because it
Shining.
used to be like a shining city on a hill situation, and now it's just a fucking shithole. Everything's terrible.
But like, I mean, this isn't just a situation of like this was, this is a war-torn town. This is like
Yeah, the whole
an act
country.
of great evil happened here.
Yes, definitely. It's
For
a
sure.
war crime, like for sure.
Right.
Yeah, so like news of the war crime of Feldgrau may have been something that he
Yeah.
heard of,
This was like
or
a
like, but didn't know it was Feldgrau. Like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which
you
character
just
didn't
forgot. Yeah.
this is like a
I've
Pearl
heard
Harbor
of that
or
town. That like. Oh
yeah.
wait, this is that town. That sort of realization.
Yes. I think we ought to check the buildings here and then work our way deeper and find the center of town before we deal with the rest of the Whispering Way.
Okay, out of character. We will not be able to rectify and bury everyone properly while the Whispering Way is here.
Nope.
It's true, but
Unfortunately.
we could do something about putting these spirits to rest at least. I don't know if there's anything specifically against mass graves, but if the grave wasn't, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
You really think the people who came in and murdered the entire inhabitants of a town gave them a good burial?
Well, that's what I'm
Nope.
saying, but like something can be done about it.
One of the issues with mass graves is not everybody was necessarily dead when they got thrown into the mass grave.
Probably are by now. Shall we check out the rest of the buildings?
Plea like listens at the door for patrols nearby. Where's his thing?
At the moment, you only hear sounds that are fairly far away. That sound like, just howling and screaming and that kind of shit.
Plea cracks the door a little bit and points at this building over here.
Okay. Party?
Plea, do you hear anything?
These ends now.
All right. Leopold and Ilix, would you watch my back again? I'll proceed first with Plea. Xenesis, as always, keep those healing spells ready.
Aye, aye, sir.
Havelock probably doesn't know how he feels about being called sir, but yeah, let's do it. And he will move out.
Oh, shut up! You like it?
Yeah, I like it. This is definitely the most good character I've ever made. And I will approach this house here.
Okay. The door lies off its hinges, and the inside looks like it's been torched pretty bad. You don't think there is probably anything here.
I would probably detect magic anyway.
Okay.
But barring anything of note, I would just move on.
Sure. If you detect magic, give me perception.
Is that anybody?
What?
I think it's
Him.
just Havelock.
No,
Probably
just Havelock.
Okay.
probably whoever's examining it. I mean, we're
thought-
all moving
I
together.
thought you cast detect magic, so it ought to be you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'm keeping further eye out for patrol.
Okay, that works out
And I
for
don't
me.
roll above a 5.
So
Great. Awesome.
Yeah, you should.
There's nothing here.
What
Get out of the way,
door?
Earl.
So Havelock, as you cast detect magic, you notice something that you missed earlier. Even though this building doesn't have anything interesting inside of it, you do notice after you cast detect magic and you determine there's nothing, you kind of look away and your spell is still going. and you get a little like glint of some magic near the foundation of the building. And when you examine more closely, you discover a series of strange, sinuous runes engraved in the foundation in several of the buildings and highlighted in dried blood.
Religion check, perhaps, to see if I can identify what this is?
Yeah, that would work.
Do they look like the things that were surrounding Harrowstone?
Oh yeah, they sure do, don't they?
I cast
'Cause-
guidance on myself. That'd be an 18. Not
Okay.
the greatest.
Yeah. So with your knowledge check, you realize that these are almost identical to the ones you found at Harrowstone when you determined that the Whispering Way was trying to imprison the soul of the warden.
Havlock, what'd you find out? You seem to be looking pretty intensely at something.
It seems that there are runes on many of these buildings, the same sort that we found at Harrowstone, excuse me, that were designed for imprisoning souls, like that of the, what was he called?
The warden.
The warden of the
Warden.
prison.
Now, out of character reminder, does wiping away the runes get rid of the magic?
I think they were already discharged at that point.
Yeah. So you're not sure that wiping it away would have any noticeable effect, given that it seems to be all over the foundation of the whole town. It would probably take a while to do anything significant, and a lot of it has probably already been used. Because
My guess would...
the purpose of these is more or less to capture and remove souls.
What could the Whispering Way be doing with these souls? Are they using them to create undead?
The torments inflicted here could be a great source of power.
I could see that. It seems we're going to be putting ourselves to the test when we do inevitably meet the rest of the way.
Out of character, the crest of blood is carved.
What?
What?
I feel like Travis might be the only one who got that joke.
The crest of the blood is carved?
The crest of blood. It's like,
FMA?
Nice.
yeah.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
you guys are out in the open still, studying these runes.
All right. I move down to the next building
Okay.
and do the same thing.
F7. Oh, you're detecting magic? Let's see.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you that this appears to be a butcher's shop, or was formerly a butcher's shop. So there's like large glass windows, but they've been like smoked up with soot and dirt and just age. So it's really hard to see inside, but there is some like old rotten carcasses that have just sort of dried and turned to jerky, more or less. There in the window. It's pretty grisly.
Yeah.
But as far as magic, you just see the runes at the base of the floor. I don't think you detect anything else. Yeah, I don't see anything that would flag you at this point.
All right. What's down this way? Is that like a path between
It does
farm
look
field?
like an alleyway that could take you farther.
All right. Well, perhaps we ought to look at the buildings over here first.
Plea listens intently for nearby patrols.
All right. Let me see if there's
So
patrols.
is Leopold, it looks like.
Okay.
Not quite as much as Plea.
As you're listening for patrols, there's a loud crash from inside the butcher's shop.
Sweet.
Did you hear that?
What kind of crash?
It sounded like a shelf falling over.
Okay, but didn't sound like a ghoul.
I signed to the party. Perhaps we should go and investigate. If anything, inside the butcher shop would be a more defensible position if people were coming to investigate that crash.
I raise Gabby's greatsword and I move into the butcher shop looking around for evil.
Okay, just a moment.
If
Modify the
anything-
map.
If anything, jump. I'm gonna ready an action to shoot pretty much anything that moves. I'll explain later. Better to beg forgiveness
Do
than
you want
ask for
cultists?
permission.
'Cause that's how you get cultists.
Let me see if I,
I mean-
have a map for this one. I think I have to draw this real quick.
If whatever in here is friendly, which I highly doubt, I'll just say sorry. I'm sure they'll
There's
understand.
been a kid hiding out here for 25 years. I think all
Hello,
It's not a
sirs.
kid.
Have you come to?
yeah, and we
You
shoot
raised
him
my hopes,
immediately.
then dashed them expertly, sir. Bravo! Oh, by the way, The Crest of Blood comes from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which, if you've never seen it, is a fantastic show.
I just started watching it.
Good.
I am not going to say
Good.
anything.
Say nothing
It's-
more.
I will not say anything.
Bro, Strong, what is his name? Armstrong? That
Alexander
guy
Louis
is the
Armstrong,
best.
baby. Is he not the best?
He is the best.
I like his sibling.
Oh, yes.
I haven't met the sibling yet.
You
will
won't for
still see-
many, for a while. It'll be a while. Many episodes.
I started watching the original show, and then Colton told me I should stop watching the original and
Yeah.
just watch
Mhm.
Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Brotherhood better.
I thought Brotherhood was a spin-off, so like I didn't
Nope.
check it. And then he was like, "No, Brotherhood is the truer redone version of the original show."
Well, it's because the original anime caught up to the manga, and they just kept going while the manga was still being written in hiatus. And they ended up going way off the rails, and some weird shit happened.
Yeah, he
Needless to say,
basically
the-
told me not to
it
do
was
it.
so bad too.
The-
Like
the
none of
movie-
it made sense after like probably 10, 15 episodes in. You're just like, what is going on now?
Yeah.
And then it just kept getting weirder.
Like, no, the fact that in the movie there is a fused dragon zombie Hitler.
What?
Okay.
Why you don't watch that one? Brotherhood's good though. It's 64 episodes of amazingness.
It seems pretty good so far.
Is there a reason why I'm like 3 paces behind everyone else?
I guess you were keeping back. But
I didn't think I
really-
was keeping that far back.
Let,
Zenis stepped in something.
let him finish setting stuff
Zenis
up.
has
Don't-
stepped in
Yeah,
some
he's still
werewolf shit
moving thing.
and hasn't quite gotten it off her boots yet.
Ooh, blue lines.
Yep, that's my color. All right, so this here's your building. Let me get some characters.
I'm gonna grab a drink real quick if
Sure.
we've got time.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, I think that should do us here. So now we just need like some counters and shit. All right, I've got a building that I'm happy with. Alrighty, butcher's shop. Okay.
I'm here.
Woo!
I wanted my pizza too.
Is it heart shaped for Valentine's?
Yes, I got a heart-shaped pizza, Zoo, so I could celebrate my single Valentine's.
You're not
Hey.
single. We're all your Valentines.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also dating someone, so it's not exactly single anyway, I guess.
That is exactly what that means.
I mean, we're not
High five,
like
Travis.
together.
We are celebrating Singles Awareness Day correctly. Everyone else is fucking lame, apparently.
We're not like together, like boyfriend girlfriend.
Dating, so
So
you're
I'm
not
still
I just-
technically
single.
single.
I just realized that I drew a duck as my butcher shop.
That is. It's a duck with a receding
Yes.
hairline.
I thought it had like a band-aid. It had like a Nelly band-aid up on its forehead or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
That also works.
All right. Well, it is what it is. So, I believe Havelock is leading up the front there. Can you guys move?
It's the quacksmith shop.
Oh no!
But it's a butcher's shop.
Get out
I
of here.
can't see a duck.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
only
what you guys
see,
are talking about at all.
I
Can you
only
guys
see, like,
can you move
this.
that torch?
I cannot.
Stand by.
I just stuff one. Oh, I can't
He
get
was
myself.
doing it.
Okay, you should have control of that torch now, or the circle.
No.
You might need to put a new one down.
Here too.
I don't think
Yeah, you
so.
probably have to.
Oh shit! It
I
doesn't.
don't have
It's
control
not.
of-
It doesn't say represent token. Hold on.
Aha! Lee
There we
has
go.
an iron torch on him. And oh, there's a floating light.
Okay.
Is
should
there a
have,
window
Should have
here?
control now.
Yep, we got it.
Cool. Roll initiative.
Cool.
Do I get a bonus
Oh.
from Urban?
Ooh-wee.
Somehow that was hiding in there. Okay.
Did we land on this being an urban environment?
No, it is not.
What is that?
I
that
would
might
say,
be a-
if anything, these count as
shit.
ruins.
I'm not too miffed about it because I rolled pretty good this time. Typically, in spite having crazy decks, I'm like mid to low just because I can't roll for shit on this character. Unless it's a skill check.
I'm actually going to
So
move
there
you guys
is
a
no
little closer
ruins.
here.
I guess the question is, do all terrains fall into one of those categories?
Oh, are there listed categories for it?
There's listed
Yeah.
categories.
On the ranger table, there's a list of favorite terrains: cold, desert, forest, jungle, mountain, plains, the other one, swamp, underground, urban, and water. So this would be, of all those categories, I think urban would make the most sense, unless you wanted to rule that it counts as a plain because the buildings are not in like habitable condition. But
This is the plane of mass graves.
Wrong plane.
The other plane.
There's both planes. Stop confusing him.
I'm not confusing anybody.
Confusing
I'm
me.
confused. I don't know
Okay,
what the
so
fuck is going
there's
on.
a thing under favored terrain that says if a specific terrain falls into more than one category of favored terrain, then the ranger's bonuses do not stack. To me, that implies that there can be versions of terrain that don't fall into favored terrains.
I would not interpret it that way.
I would read it
entirely
as that.
opposite.
Yeah, that some count as both. Like if this was a forested city, I wouldn't get +2
Both.
and +4.
Right.
Or if it was like a cold city, like Garrison.
Right.
Or an underground water.
City?
No, like
Or an
in
underground
water.
city.
I mean,
Like,
I think
That's
you
it.
can
Yes, drow.
argue that when you're inside, since urban specifically says buildings, streets, and sewers, if you're inside the building, I think that does count as urban then for this, because I don't know what else you would call it.
outside, like
Outside
be a
on
plain.
on the streets though, well, because there's not actual streets anymore.
they're not maintained streets anymore.
so it'd be plains,
How's
I-
it
I
urban
guess.
when it's not
Big
even a
plains.
maintained building either?
Because it's still a building.
Mm.
If he was in
yeah.
the ruins of a building, it wouldn't count as a building. But
Yeah.
since this one's an actual building that has a
It's still standing. It's not.
Yeah, artificial. It's constructed.
Yeah, I
Like-
agree.
Whether or not I'm in a butcher's shop or in a pyramid, I think that those would probably still count as.
I think the pyramid might count as underground, but I see your point.
Yeah, or a temple.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yep. So I think it's
Anyway.
I think it's fine to say you're in favored terrain when you're inside a building. I think I'm gonna
Okay.
roll that when you're outside the buildings, just because it's just fucking wrecked out here. I don't think it counts as urban because it's almost like the wilds have been reclaiming the city for, 30 years. So
Oh, so it's forest. So it's like I got a +4 then.
no, it's
I'm
plains.
I'm done with this question.
All
All
right.
buildings are
I'm
made of
convinced.
trees.
Uh,
Yeah, I know.
Chris, I'm not sure how you would rule this. Looking at this thing's token, does that thing have 4 legs?
Yes.
yeah, it does.
You just can't see the fourth one
Okay.
behind.
Because
So
things
we
with
don't
4
even know
legs are
this
immune
is-
to my trep attack.
we don't even
So-
know that this is happening yet, right? I guess as soon as Havelock steps in, he's greeted by the skeleton crew. Or the graveyard. It's the graveyard shift at the butcher shop.
Yeah. But
Oh dear.
I got jokes.
I can sort of see this, but what is it?
Looks like a
Some
person.
skinny
It's a
lady
person.
looking thing.
Okay.
With an awful
It
hat.
looks like a bit like a lady with a scythe. I don't know, weird.
Quick,
I
go hug her.
rolled religion and nature to see if I can identify these things. My religion is shit, but my nature might give me something.
So Havelock, when you come in the door here, I think the big baddie is what failed his stealth check and knocked over a shelf earlier. So I don't necessarily think he has any kind of element of surprise on you. So I don't think there's a surprise round so much as you come in the door, everyone sees you, and so combat begins. So when you come in the door, there is a loud shriek from your right, as this really gross-looking thing stares you down. And you're rolling nature and religion to determine what the top one, or
Any creatures I can see, I guess. Unless you want me to roll separate checks for
I
each
think it should be
type.
separate for each one. Yeah.
Okay, well the first two were for whatever I would have seen first, and I assume I was looking
the big
at
beastie. Yeah.
the big beastie. So I'll roll. You want me to roll 2 other religion checks for the other 2 creature
Yeah,
types
that
that I can
seems
see?
fair. Yep.
Right, the first one will be for the lady, and the second will be for the skellies.
Okay.
Oh, buddy!
Nice. Nice. All right.
It makes sense. If she's got a fucking scythe, it would make sense that if she's aligned with who I think she's aligned with, that I would know all about that shit.
Let's
Pretty much.
see. Monstrous abilities, weaknesses, 10 plus CR. He rolled 14 for the big beastie. Let me see what his CR is.
Almost. I mean, it's
Oh, you
almost certainly.
lucky devil.
Ooh.
He's CR4, so it's DC 14, and you made the check. But since you barely made the check, I'm going to give you one question about this.
Okay.
After I tell you what it is, this is called a Menadrin Festrog.
It's a mouthful.
Come again?
Bless you.
I mean, I probably won't, just because, I mean, I'm done, but...
I wonder, is there something that tells me more about the Festrogs? I believe they're like malformed ogres that got turned into undead. They're like real gross.
I'm not going to read any abilities of it, but I will read just this line. This hideously malformed, hairless, pustule-covered corpse moves and snarls more like an undead hound than an undead man. And I'm closing that tab, so I cannot be tempted.
Fair enough.
Special attacks, I guess, is what I would... Or what I'm wondering is, like, essentially, is there something I need to like really look out for from its attacks? Like, is it going to drain strength or con or something like that?
Okay.
Do I have to be careful of its bite?
You recall that. Let's see. As far as special attacks go, I'll actually just give you kind of their fighting style. So typically they will try to bite someone with their rather large mouths, dig their teeth in, and trip the person. And after they trip you, they will try to feed on you to heal themselves.
Makes sense. Plea, I've got a job for you.
Lee doesn't respond, but waits for more information.
I wrestled a Monogran Festrog once.
Yeah.
That'll be a
All I
good
got
story.
was this horrifying bite wound.
With your Nat 20 religion, you recognize her immediately as a Whispering Way curate, very similar to the lady you met in the abandoned hamlet of Pamor.
Mm-hmm.
So she will have very similar stats to her, but you can ask me 3 questions if you'd like.
Okay. Oh. What about spells that she's likely to use? Is that a cheat?
I don't want to read you her whole spell list,
Right.
but as far as likely to use, bestow
Things that would
curse,
match
blindness, deafness, hold person. Yeah, that seems like a good synopsis there. Yep.
Okay. Bow. Weakest save.
Weakest save would be reflex.
Okay, that's good. I was not going to guess that. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what would be a third question. It's so rare that I get 3. Any special defenses?
That's a good one. Nope, not really.
Okay, I didn't think so. Pretty sure I
Other
got the
than
gist
Her
on
special
them.
defense is an Monogran Festrog.
yeah. Her special defense is the ability to animate dead. So
Fair enough. And then I had a 24 on the skellies.
How am I hacking her or him?
The skeletons appear to be just plain old run-of-the-mill skeletal champions.
Okay. So they're pretty strong. And then I assume I have all the rest of the normal undead attributes. Do I think, or how many questions, I guess, would be the...
You with a 24, given that they are... let's see. Yeah, I think you could pretty well ask me whatever you want.
Okay. Special defenses or resistances aside from normal undead traits. Like, are these guys wearing special armor or
They're
anything
immune
of the
to
like?
cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair
They
enough.
have
I mean, I don't think
They have channel resistance +4. So,
that's good to know.
Yeah.
We could.
So,
Their weakest reflex is also, or their weakest save is also going to be reflex. Like,
most likely, yes.
well,
Yes,
they're
it
undead.
is.
yeah, I mean they're undead, so
Okay.
yeah, I don't even know if I have any more questions about those guys.
Yeah.
I know the deal.
So I do have a question, Chris.
I might have an answer.
I did state that if I saw anything in their move, I was going to shoot at it. Do I get that, or am I just going to go off the initiative?
I'm not sure you can see movement past Havelock at the moment. His body is sort of like commanding the doorway.
So there's no windows?
Damn right.
There are windows,
Can
but they're
also be put in
too
the
like
turn order.
dirty to see through. Oh, are you not in there? What happened to you?
I sent you a whisper.
Okay, but did you roll?
Yes.
Oh, you rolled a nat 20.
Oh, she did.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why she's not in there. Did you install VTT?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't control it anyway.
Yeah, you still.
Yeah.
I think you should probably roll without clicking on her token. Is the most
I
likely
did.
explanation.
I did click on my token. Because usually if I don't click on my token, I get some yellow warning thing. You did it incorrectly.
Oh, okay. Well, through a bizarre twist of fate, Xenesis gets to react first.
Yay!
Yeah.
You could say that fate intervened.
Channel
Orb.
the fuck out of them.
A whisper,
no,
a
they have channel
pharasmic whisper
resistance.
tells
Oh,
her.
I guess they do. I mean, it's still free damage AoE, but
Those channels are useful for piles of burning heads and skeletons.
Mhm.
So
true.
She can also ready in action. There's a lot of stuff she can do. She can buff,
It'd be an excellent
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yep.
bless, or something of the like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Protection.
I will probably just ready in action. So in action, I don't know if I really want to roll right in there. I was thinking about using, since everyone's so spread out, I could throw some acid blast.
not a
that I
bad
have.
idea.
Yeah.
Not the cold
Well, we
one.
know they're. Yeah, I was about to say we know they're
Don't
immune
do
to
the cold
cold.
one.
So can I move there? Or
Yeah, you can move through friendly squares for sure.
I'll let
Just-
you pass.
Just bear in mind the turn
Cool.
order and where you will be when the baddie's turns comes up.
Where am I grappling?
right.
That one.
Gotcha.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, probably. I'm probably just gonna go ham on this beast boy.
Well, I would like to throw an alchemist fire if I can. Is that like melee? No, it's range.
Range touch attack.
Yeah, it should be range touch.
Sweet.
Oh,
It's for him.
Okay. I'm not sure what the damage is on the.
it's like 1d6
Okay.
plus something fire damage.
1d6 and a 5-foot splash of 1.
So is it 1d6
So-
plus
Yep,
1?
just 1d6.
Does he catch fire?
It's acid. So
Oh, it's
Um,
acid. Okay. I thought it was
Wait, are
alchemist
you
fire.
It's called alchemist fire, but it's not
Oh, it is?
actually.
Well,
though.
which is she using? There's acid and there's fire.
Yeah.
It's I have it written down as alchemist fire.
That one does fire damage. If desired, the target can. Oh, they do catch fire. On the
Yep.
round
Yeah.
following a direct hit, the target takes.
1d6 of fire damage. Yep.
Now we just have a giant flaming zombie.
Yeah, and it catches on fire. If desired, the target can use a full round action to attempt to extinguish the flames before taking the additional damage.
So,
DC 15 reflex save. Those things are fucking gold against zombies.
Molotov cocktails, baby. Left 4 Dead
Just
taught us
a-
well.
yeah.
So she just walks in the room and yeets one right into this thing's mouth.
Pretty much.
And then says a cool one-liner, which is
I'll bet.
I got this, team. Oh wait, that's more than one word.
There
Snail.
you
No,
go.
it's a one-liner,
That's
a
a one-liner.
one-liner.
not a one-word.
Yeah, like.
Time
Oh.
to turn up the heat.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Snailed it.
This game is too.
Nailed it.
All
Snack
right.
on this.
We gotta work on the one-liners, Suzu, but
Okay.
that was a good shot. All right.
Just so you
Crom's
guys
here.
know, if you do
Crom's
have
got you covered.
Spotify, the Doom soundtrack is like the best combat music.
Oh
like,
yeah,
ever.
it gets you pumped.
Oh my god, it's good.
Do you know who Miracle of Sound is?
Oh, I
I
love
do
them.
not.
You
Oh,
would
dude,
like
look
them.
up
They write,
Hell to Pay.
they
It's
write
his
songs
Doom
about
song.
video games.
Leopold.
I take a 5-foot step, going, "Hey guys, what the fuck is that thing?" And I'm probably gonna just unload on it.
All right.
Do it. Do it while it's weak.
5-Finger Death Punch? How to pay?
No, it
No.
would be it's Miracle of Sound. Can I what is? Oh, I don't have. No, never mind. I can't do that yet. So I'm just gonna fire everything at him.
All right. Okay.
So it's fire, swift action, reload, fire, and a paper cartridge and fire. And I'll probably finish that off with another paper cartridge.
Did you 5-foot there? Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I was standing behind Plea.
Very good. That's a fair amount of damage. Does he have DR? No. Do you have anything that happens with this?
What's a mustard-looking table thing?
Think of
Mustard
it
table?
like
What?
a display counter for meat
Okay.
stuff.
So is that not coverage, or he's so big that it doesn't matter?
He is visible behind it, but yes, he is
Gotcha.
like partially obscured.
Gotcha.
I would say he has partial cover. But I don't know that that helps him a whole lot from the first two shots, because his touch AC is dog shit.
Yeah.
Right.
He is a large creature.
Large with no dex, probably.
Yeah, his touch AC I think is...
Which is weird.
No, I won't say that.
Like,
3. It's 3, guys.
it's probably
Yeah.
He's got a touch AC of 3. That's not true, but we're just gonna say 3.
Oh,
A creature
and
that damages with a slashing or piercing weapon.
it's also +3 damage on top of that because of point blank range.
Okay, so what was that? Sorry.
It's also +3 on top of that because of point blank.
+3 in damage, or...
Yes, damage.
Okay.
Nice.
Fucking eat it, kid.
Oh man.
Nice shot.
Your last shot, unfortunately, does just narrowly miss. Yeah. So, Baddie's turn. It's gonna be exciting.
Bring it.
Hope he fails every roll.
That could happen. He is going to run up to you.
Oh god.
And I think he will choose the weaker looking target, which is probably the lady in the dress.
Being
It's gotta be
fucking
me.
sexist.
I shriek tauntingly and womanly.
Little does he know that in terms of fighting undead, Zoo's the most powerful fucking person here.
Well,
I'm gonna guess that a 24 will hit.
Yes, I think a
Nah.
24 hits everyone in the party.
So you will take 8 points of damage. You are now tripped as this thing bites you and pulls you down. So it actually bites Xenesis' torso in a rather like gruesome way and just throws her body onto the ground with its mouth around her. And it looks like he has begun to feed on her.
Havelock, help me.
I've got you, Xenesis.
See, this thing gets a free trip and it doesn't get told it's overpowered. Why can't I just be this thing from now on?
Yeah, you're about to see why. It gets one turn.
and then it dies.
Yeah.
That's called action economy, and I'm not responsible for that.
Both
getting
the
messy
skeletons are going to come up to the vulnerable on the ground lady. Oh, I don't think they're gonna hit though. What is their 2 attack? I don't think it's that good.
I mean, they're just skellimans.
Yeah. Oh, actually, that's pretty decent. But you're prone, so you're -4 dex, -2 to your AC. What's your AC at the moment?
Supposedly it says it's 16.
Oh, really?
Is that with the buckler?
Is that?
Are
you sure? That seems really
I don't.
low.
I think it is really. I'm looking at YPCG, and so I don't know if it's just because I haven't properly inputted everything. But
Well,
my
we have to
armor's
go with what's written down.
yeah, armor's
so,
5, shields 1.
So I think they will actually hit you then, because your AC is presently 14 while you're on the ground. So that's rough. Okay, so they will hit you for. Where's my other D8? So that will be 18 points of damage from the skeletons swinging their swords at you. And then the lady gets a turn. She is going to wave her hands about and begin casting a spell.
Fuck, she's gonna summon something or some shit.
Ilix.
the duck monster?
Well,
Okay.
I'll remind you that you have ways that you can determine what's being cast. But yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, spellcasting.
So I want to make sure
Or
that I
spellcraft.
can do this. I want to step here as a 5 foot, but my hunter's bond, I spend my actual move action to grant half my favorite enemy bonus against a single target of the appropriate type. So as long as I can 5 foot and still do that, I'm going to 5 foot.
So
And then
So
I can just
good.
take a
Five-
regular attack.
well, so 5 foot is part of a full round action.
Mhm.
You get to also take a 5 foot, but you don't get a move in a standard.
Okay, well then I will stand there. I can see this guy, I believe, right?
You should be able to through the door.
Yeah.
Part of him.
He's
The
big
arc
enough.
I'm seeing. Okay. Well, I'm using Hunter's Bond, +2 to hit, +2 damage, against this guy.
Hell yeah.
A big, mean mustard skin there. And then I am going to. I guess I'll take a few shots. I know I've got like soft cover out the ass, but don't really see a much better option. What are these? What is this over here?
More display counters.
Would I be able to like get across those? No, I
Well,
can't.
those are
crawl.
inside,
You
right?
could crawl through it, but you gotta break the window open.
Oh, okay, so there's. Okay, I see. Okay, I understand what it is now. So I am just going to take a single shot at the guy because that's about all I can do with a using my hunter's bond. But hopefully that will give our melee people a chance to thump this guy. So here comes a single longbow shot. So it's that first one. So +5 to that makes for a 22.
Oh yeah, you'll hit.
And so that will be 12 damage because of his undead status and the point blank.
Okay.
Is the sound the arrow made.
Nice.
Okie doke.
Alex is also like, yes, finally, undead
Oh, sweet.
monstrosities.
Have a look this before me.
Wait a second here. Oh, nope, it won't. Okay.
All All right, seeing it charge forward and grab Xenesis, Havelock is gonna step in. Well, he's already right here, but he is just fucking trying to cut this thing's goddamn head off. Iterative attack, so I'm gonna make a full round attack.
Oh.
That is
second
not
one.
with. Yeah, I'm not even using any bonuses. No bane, no no judgments, because I only have one more
Yeah, but
judgment
you
left.
have ferocious loyalty, which is +1 morale bonus on attack rolls, because
Mhm.
it is threatening.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Those will both hit. You'll also confirm.
Oh my god.
Okay.
However,
Nice.
I need you to make a fort save on the first swing and the second. So we'll see what happens here.
Thing's got like fucking putrid
Nice.
blood or some shit.
Nice.
No, you're fine.
Beautiful.
So, as you
What are the
slice into
odds?
this thing, you do cut through several gross pustules and boils, and they burst and spray onto the floor, somehow missing you with their shower, as you crit this thing to death.
Yeah, avoid that back herpes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm gonna cut this thing's fucking head
Back
off.
herpes.
Well,
I'm glad you did that. 'Cause
and
that-
say prime cuts coming up.
I'm glad you did that, because now I don't have to reveal how broken my character is.
Because we're in a butcher shop.
No, now I just don't have
I
to.
get it. I'm there with you,
Yeah.
Havelock.
Yeah. I gotta.
I just wanted to see how everybody else reacted before I threw in my 2 cents.
Oh, you know I had a one-liner waiting. I
yeah.
was like, we're in a butcher shop, and I'm holding the biggest meat cleaver that's ever been in this fucking place.
It's his
That was a
dick.
full round action, so that's my turn.
You 5 foot?
Yeah, I guess I would 5 foot over it, or
Then-
actually I would.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh, whoops. I would 5 foot here to intercept the ghoulies. Did my spellcraft reveal what of 20?
Oh,
did
you
that
roll
reveal
one?
what
I didn't
spell
know
she
that
cast?
you...
Yeah, I know. I didn't call it, so that's not on you.
Let's see. Spellcraft to understand what spell was cast.
I'll look it up as well if you want to move on. We can handle it after.
Yeah, if you could look that
15
up.
plus spell level.
15 plus spell level, and you rolled 20.
And I rolled 20.
You're pretty sure that she has cast a hold person spell.
Okay. Please, she's trying to hold one of us down. Get to her.
I'm assuming you're done with your turn now, so Plea
Yes.
does Plea things.
Just jogs into the room.
He takes a slightly different path. Whoops, sorry.
As
He's-
soon as you are about 10 feet away from you, she casts hold person on you.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is there a save?
Yes. You need to roll will.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is it?
All of them are good. They're
Yeah,
equally
reflexes.
good.
Oh, okay.
Monks are entirely even across
All
the
right.
board.
She casts hold person on you, but you shake it off.
Do I get to
And she's
continue
like,
my
"Oh,
movement?
Yes, you do.
Caster's
Cool.
gonna cast. Fists are moving
Yeah.
fast.
I give her a hug.
Ah.
Ooh, not a good one, but she's a caster, so maybe.
CMD. Just barely. Yep.
Nice.
Well,
Plus
those poor
2
co-
helps.
these poor Whispering Way people, that we like just barely meet all of their fucking DCs.
That's
Well,
all
is
that
it?
matters.
Except Xenesis, I guess.
Yeah.
She's fine.
Plea has a one-liner in his head, but you guys can't hear it.
Do
Lame.
you
Thanks-
sign it with your
thanks
hands
for telling
as
us.
you're doing it?
Is it
I-
just hello there?
That really
I-
added a lot to my play. Thank you.
I mean, we were all talking about one-liners. There is a one-liner. I
He's-
just don't-
You wanted to
Yeah.
feel included.
Yeah.
You don't have one-liners. You have one gestures, and I know the one that you are most fond
Yeah.
of.
Is it the hug?
It's a hug.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Flea is even more like me than I thought.
Struggle snuggles.
So you done?
Yes, I have done all the things I can do.
You're both grappled now. Xenesis. You are currently tripped.
Yeah, can I wait? Can I don't know if channeling's appropriate here.
We are
don't think we
wait.
need
channel
it.
resistance, so no, it's not.
That doesn't mean she won't hurt them.
Can I
Yeah,
use
but I don't-
my dagger thing while I'm tripped, or I have to get untripped to use it?
You can, but you take a penalty
minus-
while you're in melee.
I think it's a -4
Yes.
to attack while prone.
It's pretty unlikely that you'll hit a melee strike,
I think
especially.
you can crawl back without
Can-
provoking an AOO, though, right?
Nope.
I think. They can.
Five
Oh
foot?
no,
Can you
zombies
5
are.
foot
You
crawl?
can't
Nope.
5
You cannot
foot
5
roll.
foot crawl. Basically, when
Okay.
you're prone, you're in a really bad spot because almost anything you do will provoke.
Yeah.
If she holds action, I can pull her away and she can fire the gun buckler into that thing's face.
That's an option.
It just says standing up is a move equivalent. Oh, move
But it
equivalent
provokes.
action.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
provokes unless you have stand up. I think.
Well, I know standing up does. I didn't think moving did.
No, feet. It's a feat.
Hip up.
Okay.
I think.
Well, I'll
However,
I'll take-
channel energy does not provoke if you felt the need to heal
It does not.
yourself and your allies.
You can also do total
No.
defense.
You could do total defense. That is true.
Turtle it.
So
I guess
total,
she could also throw another fire at him.
yeah, that is also an option.
You will take splash damage.
The
but
the
you
big
can hit them.
BC is dead, so it's just the two skellies that would be of concern right now. Total defense, Zuzu, since I assume you've never used it before, basically means that you don't do anything other than try to defend yourself. So imagine that your character is on the ground with her dagger trying to block attacks. It adds to your AC.
Yeah, it makes you harder to hit.
Yeah, I like that plan. I'll do total defense.
Curl up into a ball.
Okay.
All right, Leopold, get him, please.
Can do.
+4 dodge bonus to AC for 1 round.
Nice. Oh, that's step into the.
I don't like being surrounded.
I am going to take a full round action to fire Gracie twice with the rapid, and 3 times, sorry, with the rapid fire. And I'm also going to fire the buckler one time.
Gunbuckler.
Gunbuckler! And I'm also going to fire the. No, I'm not.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
Well,
the gun buckler is a separate gun though.
oh, it is. Okay, so
Mhm.
after the second shot, the thing jams when I try to fire the third. Gunbuckler fires.
Oh boy.
Jesus
Nice.
Christ. Okay.
So to keep in mind, that's a -6 to the first 2 shots of my first
Right.
attack, though,
that doesn't matter.
because well, it's touch and they're 10 feet away. So
Yeah, that still doesn't matter. Okay. And this is all in one target or split or
Well, you
Uh,
can redirect target attacks
I can
in between
redirect
each
because
attack.
Attack.
it's
Let's
+1 to both of the first
see.
2 attacks, as well as the third, because it's also a one-handed.
So you deal 19 to the first guy and he dies.
And I'll deal 12 to this guy.
12 to this guy and he lives. He's pissed, but
Hey,
he
I got my
lives.
grit back.
Lives.
Yeah, he unlives.
Yeah.
I'm cured! He just turns into a man.
Okay.
Bullets were the cure all along!
I mean, they are the
Um,
cure. Just
I
a different
actually
kind of
think that the Skelly is going to attack the lady on the ground still because she is in a weak position.
She's defending though.
She is defending. He rolls a 17, which even if your AC was 14,
It's 18.
is it
It's-
18?
Well, okay, it's 18, but you said -4 because I'm
But +4
Minus
because of
trip.
defense.
-2 +4.
-2.
So +2
plus
net.
4.
So So yeah,
So
18.
what's your
So,
regular AC?
You're good.
My regular AC is 18, so plus 2 is 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So yeah,
Legit.
he swings at you and you block with your dagger, following the advice of your companions to defend yourself rather than trying to crawl away. So Ilix, give me a perception.
Melee stuff's not my thing.
Beep.
But that total defense just saved you from a hit right there.
Oh yeah.
Good thing you didn't block with Gunbluckler. What am I doing?
Glenbleckler.
Gunbluckler.
The Glock bucket.
God, this is my
Hi,
immune booster.
Glenn Bluckler here.
You might know me from such things as the time I shot my foot off.
Glenn Bluckler here.
Glenn
with
Blucker's
OxyClean.
Muscatoons and Pistoleros.
I didn't even think about it being an infomercial, but that's too perfect.
The cleaning power of crime solve.
Wow, okay. Ilix, you hear the sound of approaching footsteps.
Oh dear.
Can I get a sense of a direction?
Yeah, from the east.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Am I able to determine, like, do these sound like the thump drag, or do these sound like clawed feet on loose cobblestones?
Okay, hold on. Making me roll shit to see if it exists and then finding out what it is. It sounds like a whole lot of drag stomps.
Okay. Yeah. So Ilix is going to step in past the excitement over here. I think I can. And as I move past you all, it sounds like more of the undead approach. We should be ready for an attack from the east. And she will move in, and then she will. Do you think I can? I think I've got the cleanest shot probably on this guy.
Probably, yeah.
You could probably even
So
finish him off.
I'm gonna see if I can't. Yeah, just knock his ass out. I'm rocking mini shot with this.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you'll hit. And he flies apart.
Okay.
Your arrow strikes between his skull and his shoulders, severing his neck, and then all of his bones
Excellent.
fall to the ground.
Remember all efficiency.
Havelock,
Have
seeing
fun
that
to kill
thing
everyone
break
you-
apart, Havelock will nod, and turning to as Leopold, as Ilix says that, I'll say, "Come to me," and run up to Plea, and I will ready an action to cast Hide Undead on all of us within touch reach.
Ooh.
When my companions are around us.
I want to point out that that spell is broken for all of us as soon as any of us take a hostile action.
I thought it's
I am
against the
currently
undead.
grappling. No.
No, I think you're right. It's
Any
like
hostile
invisibility.
action at all?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, well, I would still say what I said, and then I would run up and swing with my great sword.
I'm just making sure you don't waste a spell to do what
Yeah.
we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's fair. I had cast Keen Edge at the beginning of the night. It lasts 80 minutes.
You still have
we
it.
spent that much time here. Okay.
No.
Well, I strike her with Gabby's greatsword.
I would say it's probably been like maybe an hour. So you probably have 20 minutes or so of Keen Edge.
Okay.
Does that seem fair?
Yeah, that seems fair.
Cool. 27 against a grappled curate. That seems like it probably hits. Let me double check. Oh yeah. Yep, you smack
that's my
that bitch upside the head.
Dunk.
That's my turn.
Plea.
I roll. Did she go?
Oh yeah, she needs to do a thing. Stand by.
What? Why'd you remind him? Too nice of you.
What's she gonna do? That's a special thing. What does that do? Supernatural abilities, you say?
I like her token now that I'm zoomed in on it.
Yeah, she's cool.
Looks pretty.
Pretty fucked.
Not entirely wrong.
Ilix may not be the prettiest brunette in the room, but she's certainly going to be the most alive here in a few seconds.
You're
How
not wrong.
pale. I feel like
you planning on
Is the
you planning
prettiest
on
brunette in the
shooting me?
room Leopold?
I was about to say.
Excuse me?
I'm not sure who has the highest charisma and is brunette.
It's definitely not me.
Well, I've got a 12, so probably not.
Mine's an 8, so it's definitely not me.
I think it might
Although-
I'm not a
actually be
brunette, so I don't even
Leopold.
qualify.
I mean, I think, I don't know, personally being attracted to women kind of makes me a little bit biased towards Ilix, but, talk objectively, it's kind of hard to say.
Okay. She's actually going to cast a spell defensively, and this will take place prior to Havelock stepping up, actually.
Okay.
Yes, it would have taken. Yeah.
Wait,
Um,
can I do what like Havelock did and do a spell craft or whatever you call it?
If you'd like. But the spell
I have a
goes
feeling
off
we're gonna find out.
because she succeeded in her check.
Oh.
It doesn't hurt to know what the spell is. So.
True.
Do it.
Yeah, go ahead. Your DC to
A lightning
identify
bolt flies.
will be 19.
Damn.
Please, not a
There you go.
She got it. You believe that this is the spell Unholy Blight.
Oh man, guys, watch out. She's doing some unholy blight spell.
Which is you call upon the unholy power to smite your enemies. The power takes the form of a cold, cloying miasma of great, greasy darkness. Only good and neutral creatures are harmed by this spell.
Motherfuck.
Well, if you're good or neutral, you're fucked.
So
Well, I think we're all good or
Yeah,
neutral,
if
and
you-
I am neutral good, so
Double fucked.
You're not double fucked. You're just
hopefully
fucked.
not.
So here's the radius.
Barely missed it.
You are precisely fucked.
Oh wait, I think I put that on plea. I did. No, I didn't.
Did.
I didn't. Why is it?
He's
Why is
directly
it
in the
centered?
middle.
Did you put it on the light?
Maybe I did. Eh, whatever.
I'm holding a light, so
Probably
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
change
They're
who's
grappling each
affected
other
by it.
anyway.
Yeah,
we're effectively in the same spot.
I'm the
like-
closest to being missed, and it still hits me, so.
Oh, she
Mhm.
can actually put that wherever she wants. I thought it came off of her, but no, she can just put it right in the middle of you all.
Fuck.
So I'm gonna...
Is it a burst or a
No, it
spread?
is. What the fuck? It is on plea.
It's what the
How
fuck?
bizarre. Oh my god, it's
How
lagging so
bizarre.
much.
How bizarre.
God, what song is that?
I don't remember.
But yeah, so she's going to put it in the squares between Plea and Xenesis, so you will all be hit by this. Let's see. How many d8s do you do, young lady? How many do you do? That makes sense. Oh, alright. 1 per 2. So 3. So the blight fills the room, dealing 14 points of damage, unless you make your save, which will half it. It is a will save.
Oh, fucking course not.
Mm.
Boy, I
I
really
really
should have
should.
bought. I really should have fucking bought the Cloak of Resistance.
It's very good.
Okay.
But all my money goes
Um,
into bullets.
What is the DC? Oh, there we go. So Leopold fails, Havelock fails, Ilix passes, Inesis passes, Plea fails.
How much
Um,
damage was it?
You will
24?
It is 14 damage.
14. Oh, wow. Okay.
So I
If
take half?
you take 7. Those of you that failed your save are now sickened.
I think now would be a good time for that channel.
-2 on attack rolls, weapon roll, damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks.
Gross.
Yes, you'll be sickened for 2 rounds.
Ilix is gonna
what's the
like.
icon we use for that?
Whatever you'd like, I don't care.
I just
Ilix
picked
is-
the
How do you
dude.
add a number to that?
Hold your cursor over it and hit a number.
Ilix is
Oh, neat.
gonna say, may I chime in with a have you guys heard of closing a goddamn door?
Nice.
To try to yeah.
Don't panic.
Just to if the doors can actually close, whatever concealment we can get, because then if we can, bar the door, then we can use that as a choke point to take out anybody that comes after us. Because a door is a great place to gum up a party.
You guys are all good characters, right?
Nope, I'm neutral.
Neutral.
Lawful neutral.
Plea, then you're not sickened.
Oh, I'm not.
No.
Only good guys.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. That makes me very
so
happy.
That makes me not sickened either. Then.
What are
Yep.
you?
I'm neutral.
Just me then.
You're neutral?
I mean, I have good tendencies, but I haven't done anything like.
I have to be lawful neutral because I don't want to be lawful good.
All right, so Plea, it is your turn. Sorry about that little tangent.
No problem. I was the one who called it.
Mm-hmm.
I maintain the grapple. It's +5. So it's 23.
23.
My last one was a 21 and it succeeded. I'm gonna assume that this one succeeds too.
How do you get +5?
If you're the attacker maintaining a grapple, you get +5 on grapple checks.
That's dumb. All right, Xenesis.
Wait,
Alright,
I'm gonna use my grapple action to pin her.
Okay.
So she's pinned now.
All right.
I'm gonna get myself unprone, so I'm gonna
Yep.
stand up,
Very
and then
good.
I'm gonna do selective channeling for my compatriots and heal them.
Okay.
And fuck her.
Well, I don't think I can.
No.
I
You can't do both. Just he's saying
And that
fuck
would
her
take
and
more
than
exclude
one
her.
round.
She's not an undead. I'm just saying that. I think she's within the 30. So selective channeling is
Fuck
good.
you
Channeling
as in
a
the
full
sense of
round action?
exclusion.
No, it's standard.
But standing up and channeling is
Right.
Yeah. It's 48 or no, it's 46.
46. It would be so brokenly powerful.
There we go. Oh, feels so much better.
I'm in this perpetual state of going below and just above 58 every room we go into.
I mean, the net positive is the important thing here.
Yeah, the right now it's at the positive. But like it's
Yep.
just like a back and forth of sickening, awful pain.
Yeah, it's just making sure, like, the whole part of Feldgrau for you guys is just going to be being conscientious of your resources as you move forward.
Attrition.
Yep.
Attrition.
Hence, no bane or judgment right now.
By not entangling the shit out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I got
And I still
resources
have
that
all
I
my
don't
good
ever
points.
fucking spend.
Leopold.
Is there a door on this door frame?
There is.
I use a move action to close the door. I
Okay.
use a grit point and my second move action to clear the jam on my pistol, and then use a swift action to reload. And that is my
Alright.
entire turn as I lean up against the door and try not to make any more noise.
Alright.
I imagine that you just like slam the door or like gingerly close the door and just like casually lean as you like do a bunch of shit to your pistol.
Oh yeah.
See if you can hear an exchanging of war on the other sides.
Alright. She is going to cast a spell defensively.
Wait, I don't know if she can do that.
Mm,
Forget. I'm new to pinned. I'm very used to grapple. Pinned, cannot move, cannot cast any spells that require a somatic or material component.
Gotta make me look up this shit.
Or you could, let's say, even if they do, if they attempt to cast a spell, the concentration check is higher. It's 10 plus my CMB plus the spell level.
So you're able to interfere with her machinations that she goes through.
My CMB is 12, so the DC is 22 plus the spell level.
Only spells that can be cast while grappling or pinned are those without somatic components or whose material components, if any, you have in hand. Even so, you must make a concentration check or lose the spell.
What was the DC she has to hit?
22 plus the spell level.
Okay, so DC would be 25, and she rolled a 28, so she gets to succeed.
Okay.
Good.
She casts Blindness Deafness on Plea and says, "Let go of me, monk." So I need you to make a will save.
Being blind and deaf does not prevent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
from
Fort
killing.
save.
Oh,
Sorry,
well,
I lied.
Ignore that. I rolled one better.
Fuck.
All right. So I have to actually choose, don't I? She's gonna choose blinded.
Okay.
So you are blind.
Okay.
Do you have blind fight?
No.
No.
Oh. No. This character does not. I have characters that have blind fight. This one does not.
Jack Jones probably does.
No, it's Sin does. And my
So I don't know that anybody else really knows what happens. She casts a spell looking dead into Plea's face as he has her pinned on the ground. She says some words, and then Plea, you find that your vision has faded from you. Have luck, you're unable to identify the spell.
Fair enough.
Functionally, I'm blind for how long?
Forever.
What?
It's permanent.
It's permanent. It's a terrifying spell.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Well, you have three hero points.
Can I? As,
Is there any way
as
to
a
get
cleric,
rid of it?
clear?
Like the spell, will that
There
work?
is a remove blindness deafness spell that clerics have.
Cleric, third level cleric spell.
But like you can't use dispel, like targeted dispel, to get rid of it.
No, it becomes a physical effect that has to be cured by magic.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Used that on a big bad once.
He's
the
probably gonna get
Runelords.
blind fight soon. Oh no! I can't! I hate you, Jeff. My level 9 feet needs to be greater grapple. I hate you so much.
This is actually so funny that it happened to you because your method of communication is by sight.
Right.
No, I can listen.
You can listen, but you can't see anybody signing back to you.
I don't need them to sign back to me.
He's
We can
not
just-
deaf.
Yeah.
I'm not deaf.
Luckily,
man.
if she casts it again, then yes, he'll become Helen Geller.
He's gonna die
Yes.
in less
Oh
than a
no,
turn.
that would be so
So
bad.
if we are able to rest a day, I'll be able to
Yes,
cast
you
remove
could
blindness
prepare it.
deafness.
Yes.
A short rest,
Yeah.
right?
Cool.
Or you could lead
So-
him around with like a rope leash and just turn
And just
him
throw
at
him at
people.
stuff.
I mean, Ilix did get a harness for training her horse, so
Well, that's a really
Thank
interesting picture. All right.
Interesting.
so Ilix I think sees this happen and goes, "Plea!" and then like just fucking unloads on this bitch.
Well, you see a
Like-
spell get cast on him. You don't really know what happened.
Did
Well,
Actually,
this is a
Cynicis
horror,
knows.
like,
Spellcraft.
I'm blind.
But she
No.
whispered something
No,
to
because
him.
he has her pinned. He can't use his
Yeah,
hands to
my
sign
hands
to
are
you.
kind of busy.
Well, I don't see any reaction in him or
Yeah.
anything. Oh,
Probably like I probably don't even fully realize what's happening. Like,
okay.
because I don't know
Um,
if like she's casting dark. Like she casts a spell. I
Yeah.
don't know that I was the target.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Your world
I
just
don't
goes
know-
dark.
My world just goes dark. So as far as I know, because she just cast this miasma of darkness around us
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
So like, as far as I know, this is just darkness.
Yeah. Xenesis, though, you do recognize this as the blindness deafness spell.
Oh please, hang in there, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay,
Allies.
well,
What
I
else can
don't
you?
unload as
And we also
much
don't
on
know what
him.
happened.
Or
You
her.
don't know that he's blind.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, you just know that I'm either blind or deaf.
Yep. It's not. Neither one is good.
I would have burned a hero point if I were you. We're almost at the end of the chapter.
I don't know if I can. Well, I mean, I could burn a hero point to reroll, but I don't. I'm.
You also have the cards.
I shoot her in the butt with an arrow, or try
Alright.
to.
She's
That's
I'm
7.
gonna let this play out.
she's pinned, so those will both hit.
I only get 1 because I
Oh, okay.
I moved.
Is there is a little
So
bonus damage
just-
here, right?
Just 7 is the total.
Okay.
Just the point blank shot is the only bonus.
Havelock, she is pinned, so I believe she counts as helpless for purposes of coup de grace.
No, only for me.
Nope. Only for you?
I have a special feat that lets
Deadly
me
aim.
treat pinned creatures
Pinned
as
helpless.
helpless.
Alright.
When I coup de grace, and I can coup de grace as standard.
Okay.
Okay. Can they make AOs if they're pinned?
No, fuck no. She
Okay.
can't use her arms, basically.
Yeah. Do I get a flanking bonus if they're pinned? Like.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess I still would. Yeah. Let's go, boy.
Is 0 dex.
Mm,
All of her dex bonuses denied.
wow, a nat 1 on my confirmation. So no matter what, no
Yeah.
matter what bonuses,
It's
that's
just an
not going to
18.
confirm.
That is a significant chunk of her health, though. Please.
Yeah. Oh, that would be at a minus
Please
2.
coup de grace her.
Okay.
Now, since I'm currently holding her, I don't know how you want to rule this. Like, I'm currently holding her, so does she count as invisible to me for this?
Yeah, she'd be invisible to you. So basically, what this means is like the 50% mischance means that you either get her from muscle memory of just the people that you've killed this way, or you miss because you were relying on sight.
Okay. There's my coup de grace. That's the first one.
Okay.
I
So
would've dealt-
the percentage dice is 77, so you will hit, assuming 13 hits, which I don't
Well,
know
it's
if it does.
13 plus 2
Oh,
for
if she's-
flanking, and she has no dex.
If she's helpless, does it matter? Because you just
No,
automatically
she-
hit, don't
yeah,
you?
she
She's
counts-
technically not helpless. It's when they're
To
pinned.
me, she counts as helpless. I can coup
Yeah.
de grace a pinned creature as.
So, but does that mean you still need to roll to hit, or do you just?
I
deal
just need to roll the damage.
Okay, so it's
9 damage.
9 plus an automatic crit, right? Because that's what
yes.
coup de grace is. So that would just be the second damage plus the first damage, right?
Yep.
So 21 damage.
Yep.
Yep, she dies. Pretty sure she dies outright.
I rush over and say,
Yep.
okay, who can hear, who can see?
yeah, which you always ask. Every
I'm sure everyone
please-
is puzzled by that question.
Please signs.
What do you mean?
like,
We have more approaching from the east. We need to.
Please signs.
need
What
to
do you mean?
fortify
Who
this
can hear?
place.
Who can see?
She-
Can you not like? It's dark in here.
Oh goodness.
Hmm?
All right. Well, this lady, she casts the blindness, deafness, and unfortunately, it sounds like you, Klee, got hit by it, and you are blinded.
Can you remove the blindness?
I would need a day of worship in order to do that. So if you can manage, today, tonight, then yes.
I-
We'll see.
Will do my best. Since I don't really know how this works, like moving around in darkness, like that you can't see, is there like penalties to that? Part?
I think that if
I know
you were
functionally creatures count as invisible, but I'm like trying to figure out
Right.
like navigating the battlefield.
So navigating around, I think you guys are gonna have to come up with some kind of solution as to how to lead Plea around.
Can we do like
Because
clicking noises like bats?
I mean, I have really high acrobatics, really high dex, and
Yes.
really high perception, so like my other senses are fine.
right. So if you guys can come up with a way to lead play around, otherwise you're going to be kind of following by sound, and
Yeah.
if your comrades are trying to be quiet and avoid patrols, that may not be the best. So
Xenesis, it may be best that you stay with him and help maneuver him. I'm not sure that I can try to lead us and locate the enemy
Sure.
as well as bring him along.
Let
Please
me see what I
signs.
have in my bag. I'm gonna pull out a rope.
Everyone, before we
Um,
continue this, come to me. And I position myself between everyone.
Good
and
choice.
Cast Hide from Undead.
Ooh.
80 minutes of being invisible and totally undetectable to undead.
Interestingly enough, right as the last word for the spell comes out of Havelock's mouth and he touches the last person, a troop of what looks to be about 12 burning skeletons goes marching by the butcher's shop, blissfully unaware of your presence.
Plea hears Xenesis searching in her bags for a rope and signs, I probably shouldn't be tied up. I still need to be able to move around. But if you can point me in the right direction, I will rely on my sense of touch and my sense of
Pointing may not be
hearing.
the best way, but she will be able to guide
Direct
you.
me with your words.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not sure how
Sure.
to approach this situation.
I have fought many a combat in darkness, but this is new.
Well, I was thinking maybe that I would tie the rope around your wrist and then like untie it right before.
Well, you could just hold
Any
on to one
danger?
end, right, and then let go when he needs to run free.
Or
I have a
he
suggestion.
can just, you guys can hold hands.
I was about to say I
Yeah.
can just like walk with
have-
her when we're walking places.
Yeah,
I have a suggestion.
sure.
What we could do is tie the rope of climbing to him, right? And what we do is when he gets within 30 feet of someone, we use the command to make it tie itself around the leg of whoever is nearby, an enemy.
It can only
and
tie
have him-
itself to unattended objects.
Yeah, sorry, fam.
Does it? Because
Yeah, because
I'm
otherwise
reading
it
it
would be
right
really
now.
powerful.
Right.
I'm
it'd be
reading it right
extremely
now.
Strong.
It can unfasten itself, attaching itself securely wherever its owner desires.
I don't believe you can use it to attach to people, because it would need to make a trip attack. It can't just do it automatically.
No, just gotta fasten onto the ground right next to him.
Yes, let's turn Plea into a giant skip it.
Yeah.
Wow, it actually doesn't specify.
Yeah.
That's so weird because normally you can't affect other people with magical items unless they're unattended.
I would house rule that you can't use that to
Yeah,
attack
that
a
seems
creature.
like-
Well, please, you're screwed. Never mind.
I'm not I'm not screwed. I just have
Alright,
50% mischance. Like
I do like the holding hands idea.
Yeah, that could work.
Lee puts his hand on Xenesis' shoulder and says, I will listen to your words.
Cool. Well then, where to next, Havelock?
Well, I move to the door and peek out and see if I see that patrol going by. Do I know how long it was between their patrols, the last two?
There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Please signs, unaware if anyone's even looking at him. Perhaps we should investigate why these folks were here.
We know that we do know that the patrol came from the east, so it is like that we should move in that direction, knowing that they have just come from there. May not be another patrol coming from that direction. Or it may take some time for them to circle back, but we should see what they were doing in here first, yes. I will maintain a watch here and see if I observe any other passers-by.
Well,
so a quick description of the room. Lengths of rusted chain fitted with large hooks hang from the ceiling of this shop, while piles of animal bones above piles of animal bones Inside stand several wooden tables covered with dark stains, holding a collection of rusted cleavers, knives, chisels, and bone saws. Several large cabinets line the exterior of the room, sealed with wooden doors.
Very typical shop.
Let's check their bodies. Let's check, or at least the cultist body for sure, for
Okay.
loot
Could it
or magical items.
Sure.
passing openly with so many undead? Could it be that they're using the mass grave as a source for these undead?
I think that they most certainly are. That's probably what attracted them to Feldgrau in the first place.
Seems like that we will have an ample supply of the undead to deal with then.
Yes.
Hopefully
But
they
as
will be
long
of the
as-
lesser type as those burning skeletons. Though it doesn't seem that these put up much of a fight.
I've got another couple uses of that spell. As long as we can get this taken care of in the next couple hours, we should be all right. As long as we can thread our way between them, hopefully they don't have too many necromancers on patrol with these mindless creatures.
Indeed.
Poor
Oh.
mindless creatures that I feel so bad for. Oh goodness.
Okay, so Leopold checking the bodies, Ilix looking around the room. So Ilix, it doesn't take you long to figure out why they were here. Pretty shortly after the combat has ended and the patrol has passed, you find the corpse of a naked human woman on the floor. She's a bit furry, so you conclude that she's most likely a slain werewolf that the Festrog was feeding on. So it seems that they engaged in some sort of battle with this particular werewolf, and maybe the others got away. But that's why they are in this particular building, as far as you can surmise. Leopold, treasures. Let's see. I don't think the Festrog has anything. Oh, actually, he has hide armor. That's weird.
It's his
I'm
own.
not wearing that.
It doesn't come off. It's pustule.
Yeah.
Armor of pustules.
I think you
Minus
will
12
be
at parties.
pleased by her gear, though. She has a wand, some sort of vial with a cork in it. Actually, 4 vials. And actually, the cork has a little needle coming out of it with a little cover. Other gear. She has a Masterwork light crossbow with 20 bolts, a Masterwork short sword, a cloak of resistance +1, a ring of protection +1, a spell book containing various spells, a component pouch, thieves' tools, and a Whispering Way amulet.
That was a lot. Is there any way you can copy paste
I
that?
actually got all of it except
There
for
you go.
the spell components.
Damn it.
Which
I
What?
was reading the fucking cultist, not the curate. I knew there's items missing, so scrap all that. That's all wrong.
okay, deleting.
She has a potion. I was wondering why she had a fucking poison. That didn't make any sense. She has a potion of some sort. Some 4 flasks that have a strange, almost iridescently black water in a vial. In 4 vials, sorry. She has a +1 breastplate, a +1 scythe, a 1st level Pearl of Power, and like 450 gold.
Okay, adding the gold. 1 sec. Okay, so a potion. We have an identified 4 flasks of strange iridescent black water. Do those look like the 4 vials of unholy water that we already have?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm
Oh,
gonna just
then
say
never
that
mind
it's
on
8
that.
vials of unholy water. +1 breastplate, +1 scythe, Pearl of Power level 1.
Yep.
Give that to
Dude,
Sue.
did
that
you
Pearl of
get a
Power.
Pearl of Power already? I feel like.
She's in the bathroom.
Oh, I think from the other cultist there was another Pearl of Power. So it was 2.
You said there's a single There's a single flask, and then there's the 4?
A single potion, and then there's the 4 vials of unholy water. So I haven't identified
so
the potion.
we know that's unholy water. Let's check the flask. Okay, never fucking mind. Wow, though, really. Does it look like anything else I have?
You can roll perception to identify
Well, I've got.
You can use perception to taste test.
with no ill effects.
Oh, Leopold.
Leopold's like, man, I'm not sure. This flask is kind of foggy. And then he goes, oh yeah, that's a potion to cure serious wounds.
That's my boy.
Adding that to the mix.
Brewed a month and a half ago. Guy apparently had onions for lunch.
Nice.
And I'm detecting a slight hint of romaine lettuce.
Oh no! Oh no! That's just vomit.
It's E. coli.
Nice.
I'd like some E. coli in my potion of cure serious wounds, please.
Call it the wild rat.
All right, did we identify the potions yet?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
Just
okay.
yeah.
What about the so no wand?
No wand.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I botched that.
That's okay.
So what does Pearl Power do again? It gives you
It's essentially
like
an
spell
extra.
slot back.
It's a spell recall, essentially.
Okay. But it's a level
good
1,
stuff.
so it's only good for level 1 spells.
Correct.
Yeah, but you can have.
I believe it's
I'm back.
specifically prepared spells.
Wait,
don't-
Pearl Power
Yes.
is like for prepared.
Spontaneous casters cannot use it.
They
Right.
have a different one, I think.
That would be the one
Yes.
that I gave you
Cleric.
guys in my game.
Just like,
Clerics.
it's like
so-
Tome of Power or Tome of Knowledge or something.
Yeah,
I
It's
don't
like,
even
a,
know.
it's like a
Slinger.
ring. It was like a ring of spell power. Or
No,
something
because
like
there's
that.
there's an equivalent to the Pearl of Power.
Oh.
Fuck, what the fuck is it called?
Like you usually like put them on a necklace or like or
Pearl
on
necklace
a
of
bracelet
power.
or something.
I want to say
Necklace of
Dude,
Fireball?
we got a Pearl of Power for level 1 spells. I think you might already have one, so you now have.
She can use 2.
Pearl
'Cause
of
they-
Power. I feel like I have that. Yes.
yes. So now you have a
Well,
second.
now
one.
you have a second one, which gives
And make sure you mark what level they are.
This
Yes.
is level 1. Yep.
This one is level 1. I don't know what the other one was.
Also level 1.
Probably level 1.
So that means that you can like after you use a level 1 spell, you can use this to recall that spell slot if you need it.
So this is the equivalent for spontaneous casters. It's called a Runestone of Power. It's significantly more expensive.
Because it's significantly more powerful.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite strong. Right.
Pure Blindness doesn't happen to be a level 1 spell, does it?
No, it's like a level
it's
3.
a level 3, sir.
I knew that was a little bit too greedy. Ask.
Well,
So I'm gonna delete that. Now we have a second scythe. I feel like. Oh, we never mind.
You
So did I
sold
get
that one, yeah.
Runestone also?
No,
or
no, no,
why
no.
is this
I was
linked?
just linking that for
Oh,
knowledge building.
Talking
gotcha.
about stuffs. What do vials of unholy water do?
Same thing as
I
holy
think
water,
makes
but backwards.
undead stronger. Heals them?
No, yeah, I think it just does damage to living things instead of holy water does damage to undead things.
Yeah, basically.
Seems these cultists
I
were here.
give the 8 vials of unholy water to Zoo to
Cool.
hold with all of her other throwing things.
Oh yeah, give them all.
Or I guess whoever found them. I take the ones that I had in my bag and give them to Zoo too, and I sign to Zoo that next time you throw them, perhaps maybe not be so close to the enemy.
I like how you've committed so much to your character being blind that he starts signing while other people are speaking.
So please just over in the corner telling one-liners and nobody's laughing and you can't figure out why. It's because no one's looking at him.
It seems that these
So-
cultists were here to. They were engaged in some sort of skirmish with some werewolves. I'm not sure which type, but doesn't seem to be much more of interest inside this building. So perhaps we should carry on.
Did that one have anything on them to identify them?
She was completely naked.
Gross.
Please signs
werewolf.
east then.
Yes, I think that should be the way to go.
So, I do have a quick question.
I have a quick answer.
Well, it's to Ilix.
Oh.
Can you
Yes.
cast spells yet?
I am not
She
a
forfeit
spellcasting ranger.
that.
Oh, you went that one.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a skirmisher.
Because there are certain spells beyond blindness, deafness that can kind of augment that. We ended up casting dark vision on a guy with us, and it gave he was colorblind, but it technically gave him his vision back.
Oh,
Wait,
weird.
what?
That's a way
Well, because
of.
it
that's a
grants them
DM.
dark vision. Yeah, well, it does say it grants them dark vision. It doesn't say it cures anything. I don't know.
Right, that seems like
Well,
DM
there's
call to
yeah.
me because
Yeah,
then it's like,
DM
well,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
like if the way it works is that it changes the properties of your eyes to be able to do that, then no, it wouldn't work because your eyes don't see anything.
I mean, what's damaged? You know, is it the eyes or is it the nerves behind the eyes?
Well, that's the question, right? It's like, but it, I mean,
That's up to the DM.
Or
Ultimately.
is it part of the brain
mechanics-
that interprets the signals that are sent from the eyes to
yeah,
the
exactly. It's like the mechanics of that are not spelled out in the
The
spell.
answer is don't
Well,
think too hard about
there's
it.
another one that
Exact-
rangers can do called keen senses, I think, and I think that one specifically states grants them low light vision.
Anyways,
Yeah,
moving on.
I wouldn't rule it that way. Yeah, I'll lead the party.
Yeah, I would give you dark vision for a grand total of 0 inches.
Yeah. Technically, he already has dark vision because
I-
everything he sees is dark.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see a red door. Oh wait, no, I
This
fucking
is as close as
don't.
I
Lead
can
us
get to
over.
dark vision without my eyes getting hurt.
That one.
yeah.
Okay.
Plee listens intently at all of the surroundings
Same.
as Synthesis is moving.
Yep.
He's no longer distracted by sight. Oh my god. Somebody. There we go.
Ooh.
I hear all the things.
Compensating well.
Oh, your other senses have increased now that you're blind. I see. All right.
He's the blind samurai.
RNG is really playing along on this.
Inside, you can hear some muffled conversation occurring.
Plee taps Xenesis on the shoulder and signs there's conversation inside.
With that perception, I think you definitely count more than. I'd say you count at least 4 voices.
Plee signs 4 voices.
We need to be very careful. There are 4 people in this building that Plee can hear.
Can he hear what they're saying with a nat 20?
Well,
Uh,
through a door is one modifier and whispered conversations another modifier, but possibly. My number is actually very high, so
yeah. I think you make out a few words.
through the closed door is +5.
I'm gonna rule that you hear a few words.
I turn Plee's body so everyone can see him signing, so he's
hear-
not signing to a door.
Well, I guess you kind of hear them debating about when to act. And you hear them talking about letting, what's his name? The fuck is his name?
Ornbrood.
No, not Vrood.
Durston?
Let me find it. You're distracting me.
Sorry.
Letting Adamaris fight the Whispering Way until he is slain, and then moving against the Way as well.
Is that A or no?
Arnvrud is.
No.
Oh.
Well, we don't know.
Ornbrood is
We don't know who A is.
Gotcha.
Arnvrud is who we're looking for, and he's A's like underling.
Henchman.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Adamaris sounds
Enemy
like
of our
it is
enemy.
the leader of the Demon Wolves to me by context, but I'm guessing this is the Prince's Wolves contingent.
Yeah. Please just like signing the tiny details that he overhears, and then after like he gets to about this point of hearing, he says, "I think this might be the Prince's Wolves. We should proceed with caution. They don't know who we are."
I reach around and I find the token and make sure that I have it at the ready. to show off in case I'm correct.
Nice.
Which I assume is just a little badge or like a pin that says "I heart Princess Wolves," something like that.
I can't remember what the description of the token was actually, and I'm too lazy to go find it.
Holding it down, yeah.
Just make something up.
All right, so what is the party's
It's just a
plan of
rock
action?
with Princess Wolves scratched onto it.
What is your
Havelock
plan of
will say, "I'll go in first. We'll keep our weapons in our hands, but perhaps keep them lowered and see if we can reason with these folks. If they are indeed the Princess Wolves, they might make powerful allies against the Whispering Way."
Indeed.
And then I'll actually look around. Who is the most diplomatic in Artie?
I've got 10.
I think
not.
I have 11.
Wow. I
Yeah.
wouldn't believe Leopold, huh?
I would. His character is OP.
Legit.
And I'm gonna say, Leopold, perhaps you'd want to help me, or perhaps you ought to do the talking, and I'll back you up just in case things get bad. I'm gonna leave my masterwork silver mace. I'll take that and hold it in hand, but definitely keep that kind of like behind my leg a little bit to hopefully not appear too threatening.
I'll have you know, I don't exactly have a good history with wolves, but all right.
Yes, I seem
Loading
to
a silver
recall
round.
running into a rough spot with them 4 or 5 days ago. Myself.
Yep.
We've been having a rough spot for quite some time. Never mind the wolves. Come on, let's go in.
I step up to the door and I rap gently against it and I say, "Housekeeping. Housekeeping."
You hear the conversation that was inside goes quiet immediately, and there is some shuffling of feet on across the floor.
Is there a gap under the door?
Probably.
I take my token out and I slide it under the door.
Oh, okay, clever. Interesting. All right. You hear some murmuring, like, "Oh, wow, is that wow."
I'll speak. Go. I forget that guy's name. Shit. Hey, it's been a
Raucous.
while.
I keep wanting to say Aristarchus. I know that's the wrong name. Like,
If that's the Prince's wolves in there, we've been sent by. Was it you said Raucus?
a racket?
Raucous. Just raucous.
Raucous.
We've been sent by Raucus. If
Call him
not,
Dune.
then well, we're probably gonna have a bad time here. And I'll
Okay.
try to be as well. It's truthful. Oh, good. I rolled a 4.
Oh, I would
love
have
not rolling
assisted
above
with
a 10.
that.
You still can.
Yeah, guide that motherfucker.
I'm not sure. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
assist.
see?
You can assist until the results of the roll are known, basically.
Okay. Yeah, and I would say we met him in the forest. We're the adventurers that interfered with the Whispering Way and the Silverhide's machinations in attempt to steal the Pack Lord's heart. Your leader stated that that he had sent you all after them, and I
Oh my
believe that
gosh.
we have the same goal.
Tanner, can you? Yeah, thank you.
Also, listen to these sweet-ass glottis noises we're producing.
Okay.
Well, here's ally.
So you'll both assist him. So that's 17 and then 19. So that's decent. Let's see here. And then you get a bonus for the token. And I think you have handled this pretty damn well, so I'll give you a bonus for that as well. Let's see, diplomacy, starting attitudes. Okay, yeah. So a short while later, you hear some footsteps approach the door, followed by the sound of wood scraping against wood as the bar holding the door shut is lifted. The door is cracked open by a... Is he in hybrid form? They are. So yeah, he is not very pretty looking, but this wolf who is not snarling at you for probably the first time you've ever seen that happen.
Yeah.
The door cracks open, and he says, "You should hurry inside."
My,
Yeah.
what big eyes you have.
What big teeth you have.
What a strange comment, but we really don't have time for this. Get inside.
I move inside.
Plea has his hand on
What
his
briskness you
Yep.
have.
Yes, there's a step, please.
Oh, shit.
Oh god.
Nice.
Just beefs it.
Good role play. I like that.
Thank you.
Okay. This shop remains in relatively good condition. Large soot-blackened copper vats line the back wall of this broad open room. A cage-like wooden rack built into the adjacent walls holds numerous bolts of cloth, their colors now faded and spotted with mold. A wide, open-faced hearth takes up most of the opposite side of the room. Next to it is a long bench covered with hardened cakes of various colored dyes, powders, and salts.
It's the color run
Hardened
preparation.
cakes?
Yeah, cakes of dyes, powders, and salts. So they probably used to be.
I see.
They probably used to be moist
Hardened.
or
Yeah.
like waxy
Right, yeah.
even, but they're long since dried out.
Gotcha.
I'll just go ahead and reveal the whole shop at this point. Everybody move inside, please, so I don't have to keep rolling for patrols. That would be great.
Leopold, get your ass in the
I
building.
had to zoom all the way out and it doesn't want to fucking turn.
Well, you could have just asked. I would have pinged you over here.
It looks very cozy. If only you could see, please.
Wow,
What rude.
I'm sorry.
that's what a fucked up thing to say to somebody.
Sorry.
Yes, Plea, if only you could see. It's beautiful in here. Fine tapestries and artwork, the sorts that change my very life.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
outlook.
cool. Cool.
It lifts a
Plea,
burden
Plea,
from
Havelock is being, what is it? Is the word facetious?
A whole ass.
Is that?
Plea hears the room perfectly.
erstwhile. He hears the room perfectly. You're using sonar. You're like, pew, pew, pew.
Like
No,
Daredevil.
I'm not using sonar. I can't use sonar. That requires making sound.
If you could make ultrasonic sound that other people can't perceive, are you technically making sound if no one's around to hear it?
All right. Can we get back into the situation here?
Right, murder. Got it.
That's enough fun.
So what's the business?
They're the wrong
Yeah, I
color.
head up with Leopold.
Wait, are they supposed to be blue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're Prince's wolves, right?
Thought they were
Princess rolls are purple. Blue is Silverhide. So
Oh,
that's
yeah, they're
scary.
supposed to be purple.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
He lied.
Yep,
I
you're
was
right.
about to be very scared. I was like, wait, did we just walk into a room with a bunch of silver
Surprise,
Yeah.
motherfuckers!
Nope, you're good.
No, the
Prince's
silverhides are
wolves
much
are
bigger.
purple.
Can
Sorry
you
about
believe
that.
it? They bought it.
Suckers!
Yeah, I thought this was some elaborate ruse.
And then the party died. But Plea didn't know
Yeah.
any different, so they keep him as a pet.
Yes, sorry, I'm trying to think what I would tackle first here. I would say, I'm pleased to see that Rackus did indeed send a strong number of
of you all to aid us in this quest, or at least to help stop the Whispering Way.
Well, our mission is purely on the Pack Lord's heart there, Pinkskin.
Of
Understandable.
course, but who has the Pack Lord's heart? We have the same enemy in this particular case, do we not?
Mm.
At the moment, we are more concerned with the leader of the demon wolves. We are a bit outnumbered at the moment. We would not likely venture outside until he is fallen, which we imagine might not be too much longer now.
Why do you say that?
Well, the Whispering Way are continuing to bolster their undead army in the town square. They're using the mass grave there
Called it.
to create more and more skeletons. So we don't feel comfortable roaming out there until at least the demon wolves are dealt with.
Oh boy,
Wow.
I
Brutal.
really want to say something, but
Say it.
best I don't. Gotta put that in a filter.
Where
Okay.
is the
Where
leader
is
of the
this
demon
leader,
wolves? Yes.
Let's see, where is he at? Adamaris and the demon wolves.
They're like, he's upstairs.
We last saw them at the mill. They're held up there. It's a fairly fortifiable position with the upper floor there. We haven't been able to get to him. This is the safest spot we've found to wait things out, as it were.
Do you know how many he has with him?
He looks over his shoulder to the group behind him, which they all still kind of have their crossbows out, but they're like aimed at the floor. They're like cautious of you, but they're trusting you for now.
Yeah, we have weapons, but we don't consider you a threat right now.
Right. So he kind of looks over his shoulder, and he says, I would say perhaps 5, 6 other wolves with him. And then one of the wolves in the back says, "Yeah, I think that's right."
Do you
So
know of
how
any?
have you been able to secure this building?
Well, thus far they haven't figured out that we're here.
Ah.
It's a shame none of you are followers of Pharasma, inquisitors that could cast hide from undead. It's made moving about much more easy.
Well, I wish that we had access to such magics. Unfortunately, we already tried to hold up in the inn, but there's some sort of, well, grumpy old man spirit there. He didn't really seem to care for us.
Grumpy old man spirit. Was it a haunt? Or an honest spirit?
I don't know that I would say haunt as such. He didn't really hurt us. Just sort of drove us away.
The spirits of Feldgrau do not rest easily. But tell me, do you know of any ways into the mill? Any back doors, blind spots? Any way that we might sneak into it?
Can you rephrase that? Sorry, I was reading and my brain totally farted what you were saying.
Yeah, like any either like back doors into the mill or places that we could approach it from concealment, like blind spots and where they could see around it. Approach vectors, that kind of thing.
Unfortunately, no, there's really only one door.
Is it a wooden building?
It is indeed.
Plea makes the sign for fire.
A burning building would certainly draw the attention, though we might be able to escape before we fall afoul of it.
After hearing this, Plea makes the sign for fire once again. and you see the smile of like a 5-year-old child grace his face.
Burning to death is not a fate I wish on many, but
what plans do you have after your counterpart has been defeated? this werewolf that they want to die before they leave.
We would move against the way if you were able to deal with the Burning Wolves and their leader.
I don't suppose you all would be willing to come with us if we could cloak you from the undead so that we might move there unmolested.
I would feel more comfortable holding up here and seeing if you're able to defeat him first.
Of course.
Do you know how many more of the Cult of the Whispering Way are about? They're human acolytes, not their undead thralls.
You know, come to think of it, it might actually be better that we move against the remaining demon wolves after you kill their leader, and leave you to handle the way. You seem to be better equipped to handle this sort of thing.
But it never hurts to have extra help.
Well, when we finish killing off the remaining demon wolves, we can come help you. But do you
Out of
There's
want
certainly
character,
less-
he's suggesting that there's several demon wolves throughout the city, and only
Yeah.
like a small group
Gotcha.
in that we could
Right.
that we're being told to go against.
They're certainly not at risk of becoming werewolves anymore.
I think we indeed might be able to strike a deal. I don't suppose any of you are clerics or have access to magics to remove blindness or the like. Just asking for a friend, literally.
I'm afraid not.
Of course. All right. This-
Flea walks over to Leopold and then signs, "It's okay, Havelock."
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it.
And hugs him.
What is up with the?
You feel less armory.
Flea, I think you got the wrong person. Let me move you to the right
Just
one.
just let it happen. Just
Oh.
let it happen, Leopold.
His hug could kill me. It's not gonna happen.
Leopold, you're surprised that his hug is actually very like soft and gentle. Like it's almost like he's an expert hugger.
Yes,
these...
but behind that wonderful expertise hugging is the person who could slit my throat currently.
Got pinned by my hug. Oh my god.
Not
These
yet.
patrol-
That's level
I'm
10.
1 round away.
These patrols of undead, have you noticed if they are undead alone, or do many of them appear to also have members of the Way with them?
We've seen both, I think, right? Yes, we've seen both.
Did he? I'm sorry. Did he say if he knew how many more like cultists there were? Estimate.
I'm afraid
like
the fog
20,
is far too thick. We haven't been able to
1,000.
get a good count of their number,
Okay.
especially with the demon wolves moving around.
I see.
We barely took up shelter here without getting caught.
I think we can all see if we can do anything about taking care of the pack lord of the demon wolves that's here with them. After that, you'll be free to move through and finish off their number.
From the sounds of it, should we take the burning of the mill to be a signal?
It might be the best.
That would be the best. Yes,
It would likely
indeed.
draw back if it were to light, then it might draw back the demon wolves, and then they would find you waiting there for them, distracting all, and thus allowing us to penetrate into the Whispering Ways.
It does sound like a plan.
Speaking of, do you know where the Whispering Way is held up? You're saying that they've got all these patrols in town, but they
The
don't have
town
a base
center,
anywhere?
I believe. That's where the bulk of the dead lie. That's where they practice their foul magics to ignite them and cast them against us.
Your ranger has a keen wit. That is where we saw most of the way. Those of our scouts that were around that area, we have lost a few so far. More than likely, their leader is held up in the tower.
I'm sorry to hear of your losses.
It is a great battle.
One for the ages. I think there's only one more matter of business to conclude, and I'm gonna produce a couple cups of Applejack and say, since I may not have time to finish the rest of this cask on the morrow, bottoms up, and I will hold out a cup for their leader.
Or yeah, the de facto leader. He doesn't
De
really seem
facto
like
leader.
he's
The one who's speaking to
Yeah.
us seems to
The
have-
highest ranking guy that's left.
Yep.
Yeah.
He will reach out with his clawed hand and kind of gingerly take the cup between 3 fingers
Mm-hmm.
because his hand is too big.
Yeah. I'll clink mine against his, bottoms up, and drink it, and then I'll say, very well, our ward against the senses of the undead is ticking by the minute. It's best probably that we move with haste. Keep an eye on that mill. You should see it lighting up pretty soon.
Is there
Yes.
anything? Go ahead.
You may want to go check out the inn. The spirit there was different than the others that we've seen.
I see. Well, that will be our first stop then.
We found aught of use in here. Thing particularly flammable. I'm not familiar with. This appears to be some sort of dye shop. Any
Out of
flammable?
character. I have a character whose expertise is blowing things up.
That's true, but if he
Does
cannot,
cost money.
if he cannot spend his stuff, like if there's like any flammable chemicals in here,
Any alchemical
yeah.
fire?
Leopold?
anything of use. I mean, this
Black
area
powder.
seems stable. Perhaps something has survived the death of the city.
I mean, most powders are flammable. I don't know if they would be useful to you in place of black powder, which is what Leopold has in abundance.
Mm-hmm.
Also fair.
I don't know if you'll find any accelerants here to help you burn down the mill, if that's what you're after.
E lighter fluid is what I want.
But I'll point out that mills are usually full of sawdust, which is
I have a feeling that
that's true.
we'll not have trouble lighting
That's
the mill.
that's an accelerant if I've ever heard of one.
yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Then should we be off?
Lee nods to Ilix. And then Plee actually puts his hand on Ilix's shoulder.
Ooh.
Feel like how tall is Ilix? Doesn't he have to stand on his tippy toes to do that?
Do I think
She's
that was an
6'4".
honest mistake?
I don't
Or
know,
he's
Ilix.
got
I don't
something
know,
in
Plee,
mind?
what do you think?
Havelock knows that was not a mistake.
Yeah.
Making moves.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Might be a little bit
Huh?
awkward given our height difference, but I'll do what I can to manage you.
How tall is Ilix?
6'4".
Yeah, taller than
That's
you.
not- I mean, she's taller than me, but like I'm 5'8", and like Ryan Walker is 5'6", and I can very easily reach the shoulders of my 6'4"
Yeah,
friends.
it's just a different.
I don't think it. Yeah.
It's just a different height of your arm,
different,
really.
different height than
Um,
Zenesis, who's 6'1".
Like Ilix is putting her
Mhm.
arm over your shoulder. You're not putting your
Yeah.
arm over her shoulder.
Yeah.
It's
No,
6
I put my
inches higher
hand
than
up
your
on
own
it.
shoulder. That's not that crazy.
Anyway,
It's not crazy.
this
I
is
mean,
a bizarre tangent.
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
so
give
I
you
will-
one last tip before you leave. He will warn you to be careful of Adamaris because he wields a great blade and tends to swing for more than one target. I guess is how I will say
See.
that.
Hopefully he will have none to use the blade against once he's on fire. That was ineloquent, but I think my meaning is served.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think that would be a good place to start.
He wields dark powers. His demon has given him some sort of dark power.
How thick are his kneecaps?
That's when you need the repeating pistol, and you just.
Yeah. So that's what you'll get. He'll wish you good luck, and point you in the direction of the inn, which, as it happens, is right across the way from you. And the mill is actually the building adjacent to that one. So
Excellent.
this will work out fine.
Stay safe.
The inn is where I am headed.
Yep.
Will hide from undead work against the spirit?
Felix shifts plea to her right
Oh,
side.
interesting. It might. All right, I'm changing the map back over to 40 feet, and then we'll go over here. And I will return your party token to you.
An intelligent undead creature gets a single will saving throw.
So you believe this is the inn, because that's where they pointed you to, and then this building is taller than that and appears to be the mill.
Okay. We move towards the inn.
Yep.
All right?
Is there a back entrance to the mill from the inn?
No.
Okay.
That would make
I figured
no
like
sense.
an alleyway, like
Okay.
a back door of the inn to an alleyway to a back door.
No.
Leopold's always knocking at the back door.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
Let's do it, didn't
So, just off the town square, this building consists of a large open storage area separated from a smaller storefront by a large wooden sales counter. It appears to be one of the newer buildings, so you could probably surmise that it was erected somewhere in the middle of the conflict between Ardeal and Barstow.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, that was really short-lived, and I probably shouldn't even use the big map, because I have to fucking change it back.
Away we go!
Alright, back to 5 feet. I don't know that I need to change the party token. I'll just leave it. It'll be fine. And I'll put you in the inn just this moment here. I love how there's a map for this one, even though you could totally talk it out. It's really quite silly.
But there wasn't a map for the one battle that we did.
Yep. Isn't that dumb?
Smart.
Yeah.
Pathfinder. Or just RPG
Priority.
Yeah,
logic.
and, you know, butcher's shop maps are really much easier to find than a fucking inn. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Nobody makes
And as
inn
we know-
maps.
Now you can make your own.
As we know, adventurers tend to just congeal out of the walls of nearby inns.
Yeah. Spawn into the existence in a corner nobody was looking at. Suddenly there's
Adventurers
5
are the
people with swords.
pustules of
Yes.
of the inns,
Yes.
of the Feldgors of the inns.
So what?
Whatever those things were.
Oh,
Feldgor.
Fetgor. Oh,
whatever that
Festigor,
word-
that was an inn.
festival.
Thou had the pustules like unto the adventurer.
Elix, I think you ought to
Gross.
let your dreams of
Oh,
bardship.
I'm sorry. That Applejack is really sort of.
Were you channeling your
Compromised
inner
me.
Vogon?
Yeah.
Oh, fetid grandly.
I'm probably gonna see if I can detect evil through this door
Deeply.
before we move in, just to be sure.
Detect evil. Interesting. Does he count as evil? He does not.
That's all I need to know.
Listen with my ear holes.
Yep, you don't detect any evil inside the building.
I will slowly open the door. Use the door open.
Alright, I don't have a token for this fellow.
Okay.
But you can use your imagination.
What's that?
Unless you fuck up, and then I'll have to get a token. But
The point of Roll20 is that I don't have to have an imagination.
well, you know, we'll take some liberties every now and then.
Watch your step there, please.
I love that.
Yeah, step up here, please.
I love that joke is still going. All right.
Bit of a lip, bit of a lip.
Mindful lip.
The wavering, ghostly form of a sad, balding old man with stringy hair and tremendous bags under his eyes hovers behind the inn's front desk.
Now he gets a what is it? Will save to.
A will save to notice you, I believe.
Yeah. And that would be a 13 will save.
So he is a... Fuck. What a random stat block.
I can just dismiss it or suppress it at will, I believe, right?
You can dismiss it.
If it's dismissed, it's on, though.
Yeah, I don't
right?
want to get rid of it. I imagine
Yeah.
we got another 40 minutes at least worth of it.
Easily. Like you said, 80 minutes. It's been
80
way
minutes.
less. Than that.
He doesn't appear to pay you any mind.
Mother.
Innkeeper.
I
don't say that.
He can't hear you.
us.
Oh, so it's
Please
they just
taps.
can't sense us. Period.
Right.
Yeah. Plea walks up to
Good
Havelock
spell.
and taps Havelock on the shoulder and say, "Does he notice you?"
He doesn't appear to. I would say that our ward against the undead has indeed affected this innkeeper, and I'll sigh and go, well, it appears there's nothing more for it, and I'll snap my fingers and dismiss the hide from undead.
I was gonna slap you.
Quick, step inside, Xenesis.
I have raised my hand, about to snap my fingers
Thank you.
to dismiss the spell.
I go to smack. Oh.
Oh no, he slaps himself in the
Wow.
doesn't matter. I took a hostile action, but what happened?
Right.
Darp. I'm blind. I went to smack Havelock.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Just slaps him.
Xenesis, as you're walking in the door,
Yeah.
Plea whirlwinds his hand around, missing Havelock, and slaps you upside the head.
I do this non-lethally because I was like, he's a friend.
Oh, I'm not going to make any damage happen. I just think it's
Okay, cool.
hilarious.
Cool, perfect.
Yeah.
Please.
Lee
Miss-
like
I-
reaches out and like touches Xenesis' face and then like turns bright red and like he's got dark skin, so like this is a shade of red you've never seen Plea before, even when he's blushing. And he's like super embarrassed and is just like signing I'm sorry. Like it stops looking like the sign for I'm sorry because of how fast he's signing it.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to help in this situation.
I am looking
I'm not
forward
prepared.
to removing that from you.
Plea actually will lunge forward and give Xenesis a hug.
Aww. Okay, you're forgiven.
What a nice cleric. So forgiving.
Till she murders you.
Until she murders you.
Havelock sighs. Maybe the first time Havelock is the one doing the sighing in this group, and he goes,
Yes, that's true.
so much for making a good first impression. And I turn toward the spirit of the innkeeper as I snap my fingers and dismiss the hide from undead spell. Even though I think...
Yeah, me attacking.
I guess that would just
This-
reveal you.
No, it reveals it for everyone. Anytime anyone takes a hostile action, it removes it from all
breaks
of us.
the whole
Yeah.
thing. Wow.
Very powerful. Very
He
sensitive
he
spell.
still doesn't seem to notice you, even as you have been talking.
Perhaps we should address him directly.
He seems to be Leopold. I think you're probably closest.
I'm kind of like leaning on the counter
he-
looking at him actually.
He has like a spectral thing that he seems to be working on. It looks like a length of rope that he is forming somehow.
He asks Xenesis to like bring him to the ghost because I can touch them.
Sure.
gonna- As he walks up, I'm actually gonna see if I can just.
I don't know where the ghost is at though.
Where
I'm gonna see if I can
Is he,
address
like,
him
there?
directly.
There.
Hang on.
Behind
Where's
the bar
my diploma?
somewhere here.
Okay.
I go.
He has risen from his spot, and he now has a rope that you can now clearly see has been tied into a noose, and he appears to be about to launch it
Whoa.
over the rafters.
No.
Whoa, sir,
Um,
hang on.
the
Hang
Guests at this hour?
on. Yes. Yes. Guess. Oh. What you doing there?
Business seems to be difficult for you.
Give me diplomacy.
I already did diplomacy.
You
I
did,
will
and you
assist.
nailed it.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, you.
Hey!
Nice.
Hey.
Well, this, nothing. And he drops the spectral rope on the floor, but it's still there, like glowing and ethereal.
This guy's a very cavalier attitude.
Okay. Well, damn it. This is like one instance where I wish Flea could see because he doesn't notice the rope, but he could pick it up.
Don't trip on it.
Okay.
Help. I'm tired.
So you have, you've moved him to friendly.
Hey.
Well, I don't really think you should stay here. They'll kill you.
Who will?
Well, those silly people in the yellow robes, of course.
Is that? Hold on. Is that what the way is wearing?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, they're wearing yellow robes.
Yeah, yellow is their
A lot
color.
of their
Oh,
the
okay.
tokens, they kind of look like grayish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not all wearing yellow, but yeah.
The
Well,
piss
we're
spraying
actually-
way.
Ha
Well,
ha.
we're actually here to deal with them ourselves.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
I see. Well, I was here some time ago when the last bad thing happened in Feldgrau. But there seems to be a new devil in town, as it were. There's a very, very evil-looking man with some sort of grisly bone breastplate.
Ah.
Has been making the rounds and killing people with what I must say is a truly frightful spell.
That sounds like rude.
Yes, he kills people quite easily, I would say. He waves his hands about and a black circle appears on the ground, and then people's souls are just ripped from their bodies.
Well, that's bad news.
Zenith, if you want to give me spellcraft for that might be a good idea.
Can I? I don't know if can I even assist with that or just do my own?
You can do your own.
Yes.
Nice.
You are both aware that sounds very, very much like a Circle of Death spell.
Oh dear.
Which is super nasty. Let me read you this. Circle of Death snuffs out the life force of living creatures, killing them instantly. The spell slays 1d4 hit die worth of living creatures per caster level. Creatures within the area with the fewest hit die are affected first. Among creatures with equal hit die, those are closest to the burst point of origin are affected first. No creature of 9 or more hit die can be affected, and hit die that are not sufficient to affect the creature are wasted. So basically, if you fail your fort save, you die.
So when it says like hit die worth of creatures, is that like if their health pool is...
No. It'll be your hit die is the same as your level.
We're currently
Gotcha.
we're currently
So-
8 each.
So depending
So we've
on
got a 40.
depending on what level Rude is, he can do a number of hit die worth of living creatures. So he probably can't kill you all at once, unless he rolls
Is there
really
a
well.
maximum of that?
What's wrong with you,
20d4.
Brew?
Holy
but
shit balls!
Why are you doing this? Why?
In fairness, it is a 6th level spell, so I doubt he'd be able to
very
cast
high-level
many
spell.
of them.
Yeah, there is
It's
that.
either he's either he must be a wizard or a sorcerer. I doubt he's an inquisitor. Though I suppose if he is aligned with a death god, it's possible.
I'll point out that the player class restrictions for spells do not apply to NPCs.
Fair enough.
Wait, so they just get an unlimited number of super fucking powerful spells?
They get spells that are aligned with NPC classes that are not listed on that. So if he had levels in like Necromancer, which is not a
Yeah.
character class, then he gets Necromancer spells,
Yeah,
irregardless of whether or not the spell is labeled for Necromancers.
right.
Because the reference
So he's
documentation
casting it
is
right
for
now?
you.
Yeah,
That-
I get that, but like it's still it's such a high level spell
Yes.
that it makes no sense that they'd be able to cast it many times.
No,
So, like,
yeah, you can pretty well surmise that he may only have one or two.
Yeah.
Like at
Yeah.
the most.
That's an extremely powerful ability and quite dangerous. If we're dealing
Yes,
with
I should say so. I would much rather
Yes.
have a quick death of my own choosing, if you don't mind. He doesn't seem to be fully
Aw.
aware that he's dead.
Yes, I can see that.
What's your name, sir?
Oh, I thought I gave it. My name is Ulcerus.
Ulcerus?
Yeah.
I'm
Or maybe Ulcris. We'll do Ulcris.
Ulcerus. I like that.
That sounds better. Even though
Sounds like old Chris.
it's very similar to the spelling of ulcer, but we'll go Ulcris. That's probably better.
Did you happen to catch a name for this fellow, or observe anything else about him and his
I
followers?
didn't stick around too terribly long, for being honest with you.
Can't say I blame you.
Plee tries to like bend down and pick up the rope and take it away from him, as it were. I don't know if you'll let him do that.
How does he know
with-
it's there? Did he kick it or something?
Zoo whispered
Sue
that
pointed it out.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you can try to feel around on the floor for it, I guess.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Why did I roll torchlight? God damn it!
Nice.
Why are there 2 torches under me?
Well, you might want to hold off on that little plan of yours, because we're actually looking to take care of them ourselves.
What plan are you talking about?
Well, it looks like you're about to take the easy way out.
The front
Also,
door?
I regret to inform you, sir. I wonder if you are aware that you may have already done so.
I think I would remember something like that.
Does he appear to have like bruises around his neck?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't suppose there's some sort of unfinished business that you wanted to wrap up before you took the easy way out?
I don't know why
Something
you're
left
so obsessed with
undone?
my front door. That's very strange.
Your
What?
front door?
Yes, isn't that not the easiest way out of this room?
You seem to be preparing to end your own life.
All right. Yes, that is true.
And I assume that you're not aware of the fact that you are in fact a spirit.
Well, I am a little translucent, I suppose.
It's a bit pale.
Yes, you
reason-
make me look like a sun-kissed babe.
Yes.
I see.
You still being here indicates that you had something unfinished that needs tending. Might we
there any-
take care of that for you?
Yeah.
Mm,
So you can rest properly.
He seems to be like thinking and then Xenesis says that, and he says, "Oh, yes, I suppose my body should be buried, shouldn't it?"
Hmm.
Phrasma would will it so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have
So
a
I'm gonna
feeling
look
his
around
body's been used.
where he was like preparing to hang himself. Is that right where he is?
Yeah, pretty much, I think. Let me see here. Da 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 da. I could have swore it said where his body is. Hold on a sec. Pretty large block of text for this one.
Best way to convey information.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose I would also like to confess something before you.
Of course. I am a cleric.
He sort of floats to the side a little bit, like he's maybe shuffling his feet uncomfortably, but he doesn't have any. He's just got like the genie wisp thing underneath him.
Not the
He
Will
straight up
Smith one, I hope.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he's like Ghostbusters, Ghost,
Slimer.
like Casper. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I wanted to make him a little goofy. He, let's see. I feel that what happened in Feldgrau may have been at least partially my fault.
Why is that?
You see, I pushed for legislation that encouraged that we be politically neutral here, so that I could, profit from both sides of the war. And I gave shelter to the troops the morning before they murdered everyone.
I don't
You
think that
can't
means
hold.
it's your fault.
How could you have possibly known that they were going to burn down the entire town?
Yeah, you were acting just as a business person for your own.
Well, I do appreciate that, but I do feel a bit greedy. Um, Perhaps you should just lay my bones to rest, if you would.
Of course.
Is
And I
there a
don't think
special
it's
place you would
greedy.
prefer?
He sort of points to the storeroom, which is like behind the counter. I don't need to. I'll reveal all of it, but like, oh, look at this big beautiful map. That's useless. So he'll point to the storeroom, and then he'll kind of fizzle out, disappear. But you get the sense that he's probably still around somewhere.
You know what would probably make you feel better, revealing where you stored all of that coin that you profited from in the war days.
As you say that, a floorboard under the front desk goes pring.
What?
Surprised Flea didn't fucking find that.
I was feeling around for a rope.
Oh,
So
okay.
I move over to the floorboard and I pull it up.
And you find a cache that was hidden beneath the floor. And inside is a small metal strongbox.
I don't want to hear any shit about my jokes ever fucking again.
Your joke produced treasure.
It literally
well,
produced
first,
treasure.
before you say that, let's find out how much your joke was worth.
Okay.
Yes, we are literally putting a monetary value to your humor.
Uh-oh, this has just become extremely high stakes for me.
Yeah, there's a small metal strongbox here, and you, strangely enough, you hear a as the lock comes undone.
I open it up. Take a look inside.
All
Got
right.
that DR over ghosts.
Inside there is a small glass like circle. It looks a bit like a lens, and 1,800 gold.
Fuck yeah.
The joke is worth
Not bad.
1,800 gold.
Not bad.
It's enough for
Um,
the average person to retire on.
What is the lens?
Handsomely retire on.
We are not average people. Oh,
No.
Raiders.
1,800 gold's enough for like a decent
Members
house,
of the
probably.
Pathfinder Society.
Weird.
And yeah, what is this lens?
I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's a lens that can see counterfeit. I'm just guessing.
Possibly.
I'm guessing about as good as Havelock, it looks like.
Oh, that's annoying. It's actually a pair of lenses.
Oh, it's untrained. I can't steal the money. Damn it.
We're all looking at you.
It's hard to steal 1,800 coins.
Yeah.
It's hard
I
to
mean,
steal
So,
1,800
Hav-
coins.
Havelock
everything.
opens the chest, kind of within eyesight of everybody, and he looks up at everybody like wide-eyed, and then back down at the chest, and then back up at everyone, and then he like puts his hand into the box very slowly.
I have mastered the art of
Starts-
invisibility.
Stuffing fistfuls of gold into his
you guys
pockets.
just like the room's quiet, and you just hear like the sound of coins crunching as he
Clank,
fucking
clank,
he
clank,
just
clank.
he just puts his fist into the bag of gold and tries to pull some out, and he like pulls some out very slowly, and like coins are spilling out of his
Like,
hand.
keeping eye contact with all of you.
Yeah.
Now, Havelock, stop being so greedy. Let's put these men to rest properly.
It
I
just
mean, you are Pharasma.
I don't know what you mean.
He's like,
Yes, yes.
That's perfect.
Yes, Pharazmans. Go
he's like
deal with
Drax.
the dead.
Yeah,
He's
I
like
was
Drax
thinking of
eating
like a
corn
Guardians of the
nuts.
Galaxy situation
Yeah.
where he thinks if he moves really slow, nobody can see it.
Yeah.
but he's just eating really loud fucking corn nuts.
These lenses, though.
Yep.
The other person that can do what Ford can do the spellcraft.
Yeah, I hand the lens to Xenesis and I say, can you identify this?
Of course.
Please let these be goggles of night.
I can't seem to make
I'm
heads or
sure
tail
not,
of them.
but
Well, I can't,
you're too
unfortunately.
busy
I'm too busy
spilling
staring
heads and
at
tails
you.
all over the floor.
Don't forget, you guys can take 10 on spellcraft.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dangerous if you come across cursed items, but you know that's about it.
That's probably not what this is.
I wouldn't think the innkeeper would just keep a cursed item.
I mean, he only killed himself, and he led to the town being all killed. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that out loud.
Oh.
Did
I
not
would try
say that
to
out loud.
assist Xenesis.
Look, man, at least he felt bad about it.
Cause like, what's your mod? Cause your
8.
mod's 8, so if you took a 10, it'd be 18. You still couldn't get it actually.
Yeah, but maybe if she were assisted with guidance and a helpful Havelock,
Put him on plea.
It's a handy Havelock.
handy Havelock.
Oh
Yeah,
right,
you said
because you
it-
don't really have int, do you? Yeah.
Mm-mm.
What
When-
is
when-
Havelock's bonus?
1.
Oh shit.
I
Okay.
wanted to be able to roll the skill. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's fair.
It's not great.
Guys, there is a ghost about, and these are his glasses or his lenses.
Are these... Is this like a magnifying glass?
They're definitely magical because you guys would have cast detect magic when
Yeah.
doing spellcraft,
Yeah.
but you're not
Oh,
able
so
to
it-
identify what they are.
I'm just pointing out that you could ask the owner.
Oh, Chris, what are these lenses here?
A little head pops into existence, all like Disney character style,
Just-
and he's like, "Well, lenses of detection, of course."
Problem solved.
Detection of
That's good.
what?
You get +5 on perception checks to detect minute details. It also aids in tracking, given a +5 bonus to survival checks when tracking.
Give him to. Temporarily, we should give them to plea.
They go in.
So-
They don't do anything for plea.
He's blind.
Perception.
How's it going to help him if he can't
Blind.
see?
Yes, it aids in perception. It's a circumstance bonus.
They're
But they're-
lenses,
how?
though.
But-
They're
Would-
glasses.
In what world would you think the DM would let somebody get a bonus from
That's-
glasses when they're blind?
That's like magical hearing aids letting you see better.
Hey man, hey, doesn't matter. Magic.
Interestingly enough, in order to craft the lenses of detection, you have to cast the spell True Seeing.
There
Do
you go.
you happen to have an ear horn of detection as well?
Anyway, so
I
since I'm
can't-
assuming that one of
Ken
you guys
has-
goes into the storeroom and you'll find
He doesn't move much, but
you
yeah.
will find Ulcris's bones hanging from the ceiling.
Oh.
I would cut him down as gently as I could, handling the body, and I guess take it outside to an appropriate place to prepare him for burial. I don't know if we want to take too much time.
I think actually
Well, we have Hide from Undead.
we have Hide from Undead, so we're probably pretty safe if we can find a secluded area.
Didn't we spend that though?
Hide from
Whenever
Undead
we
is
came in
spent.
here.
I have
Yeah.
I have
But he
two
has more of
more
them.
plus a scroll. And I think I'll use the scroll just in case I need one of my other level 1 slots.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Is there like an alleyway somewhere we can like duck behind?
Yeah, probably.
Um,
Yeah, there's probably some space
Because we
behind
don't
the
make
inn.
noise, but like it's still better to be in a place that's relatively unseen.
Right.
You don't make noise to undead. There
To
are
undead.
Only
other
to
patrols.
mindless undead.
There are humans and werewolves afoot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weird bubs.
But
Can
you
I have the
been getting
lenses?
really lucky on patrol rolls, so you know.
I hand the lenses to Ilix.
Because these are 1,000,000% what she's about.
First ranger I've ever seen wearing glasses, but it's a good look on you.
Yeah, you look a little nerdy, but it fits.
I'm not sure what a nerd is, but well,
Well, I would be considered
I
one
suppose
because
I
I
could-
study books.
I suppose I could. I don't know why in my mind I'm just imagining these look like big, obnoxious like
Coke bottle
sunglasses.
lenses. Oh.
Like, no, I was thinking like big, obnoxious, like don't talk to me, like girl sunglasses.
Well, they're for
Like,
detection, so they're probably just like
they're
super
circular.
huge.
They're circular lenses, so they're probably like the old timey like librarian.
Oh, these are like
glasses.
John Lennon type
Yeah.
glasses. Is there an
Lee-
image of these by chance?
Lee looks up at
No.
Elix and says, "Signs, they look great."
Question mark? I'm sensing a
Yeah,
question mark.
There's a question mark on like. He's
Although
making a joke.
you guys are probably struck by the look of Ilix wearing something that probably makes her look a little more civilized than you're used to.
Yeah. Look at her. I'm as we're leaving and I'm carrying Ukris. Is it Ukris?
Ulcris.
It's who cares. That's who it is.
Okris' body, and I say, thank you for the blessings you've endowed on us. Be sure that your help is going to help people that are going to rid the Whispering Way and this blight from Feldgrau, and perhaps one day allow people and life to return to this town. You could rest easy based on that.
Mm-hmm. You had good intentions.
And you
for
know
sure.
what?
Yeah.
If you put that treasure to good use, I'll do you one favor before I go.
What would that be?
If you bring me in my inn the head of this skull breastplated warrior, I will rip into his head and expose his memories to you.
Whoa.
You've
Well,
got
that's
yourself
advanced.
a deal.
All right.
Suddenly became slightly more sinister than I anticipated. But
Phrasma.
I
Innkeeper's
do
vengeance.
appreciate. Might I a parting query?
Perhaps.
We came across another building where a much more sinister remnant of the past lurked. A chandler's shop. Or I'm not sure if it's Chandler or Candler. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Do you know anything about what happened there, or if
Well,
if saving consecrating this place altogether might dispense with.
I'm quite sure that Beth was buried with the others in the mass grave.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be sure she's laid to rest as well. In that case, I'm going to say it sounds like perhaps the unfinished business you have will be to rip into this necromancer's head and read his memories.
Perhaps that
So
will allow me to right some wrongs and do a good deed before I leave this world and help you stop this man's whatever machinations he has planned. I'm sure would not be good for Feldgrau or the world for that matter.
It certainly
You are
wouldn't.
truly a good man.
I wouldn't go that far.
Were perhaps.
Spirit
Okay.
of rightful vengeance.
Well, I think I know where we want to go. The question will be now. The mill adjoins the inn, right? So is this
It's
door
right next
go
door.
into
No.
Oh, all right.
You can, if you go out that door, you can end up like right next to the mill, but you still have to go in the front door because there's no other entrance.
Gotcha.
All
right.
Side note: it is getting late.
Yeah.
Do we want to take a break before the, I'm assuming, very large combat that's about to take place?
Yeah.
Let's see. We could probably get through it in. Yeah, we could take like a little break to just like get pre-bedtime stuff taken care of.
Well,
I mean, I have. I mean, it's not bedtime
He
for
means.
me.
Oh.
Other people would like to do stuff with me, and it's
Oh, that's not what
getting
you mean
late.
by break. You mean stop.
yeah,
because it's
I think it'd be a good
10:20.
idea too, because I need to travel tomorrow and I have to work at 12:30.
What are you traveling for?
I've traveled to Lincoln to do that UA, and then I've traveled back in time to
I
get
thought
to
you were
work.
doing that next week. Okay.
No,